wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ Show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious V, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, talks like a spaz, and he loves to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ Show.
Hello and welcome to another glorious week here on the KVJ Show. Getting in that holiday mood. Jaybird's got yet another finely curated holiday theme costume today.
You'll shoot your beady eye out, kid.
Oh, yes. You're right. Christmas Story. He's got on the bunny pajamas, the onesie. There you go.
It looks super comfy.
It's very cozy. It really is.
Yeah.
These adult onesies are amazing.
I wore a onesie the other night, putting up our Christmas decorations, and it's just so cozy, especially the ones that have the feet in them.
Yeah.
Those don't have the feet. I love the ones with the feet.
Yeah.
It's like an all-inclusive, just, beautiful experience.
I've noticed Walmart doesn't usually do the feet, but Target does.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
I think when you have one with the feet, it adds to the value.
You just can't walk in wet places like I tend to do. You just don't. You want to make sure that you don't get them soaked.
Well,
It's
you can
tough.
still put on a shoe. I do it all the time.
So much to learn.
Or a slipper.
It's just like a sock.
A slip. I need some man slippers.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, the holiday season is like slipper season.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot. I was in Walmart yesterday. There's a lot of slippers.
Yeah. It's cozy season is what it is.
I love it.
Cozy season.
I feel like I'm in a Walmart every day.
You love it yet hate it.
I know, it's weird.
Yeah.
I hate it too, but I love their prices. And today's Spirit Week at Magnolia's school. So
Oh, fun.
today's Christmas pajama day.
Oh, nice.
And so she can't wear the ones she has. She has to go
Yeah.
get new ones.
I'm shocked that a school allows that today.
Yeah.
Is that public school?
It is.
Wow.
Yep. Spirit Week all week. Rocco's got it too up at his school. So today, Rocco wears an ugly Christmas sweater, and today Mags wears Christmas pajamas.
I just remember being a 15-year-old boy. I probably would skip pajama day.
Yeah.
I'll let you think that through.
I hear you.
For certain reasons. Well, if you like to see Jaybird's curated outfit, you can check it out on KVJ TV. Just go to YouTube and look for the KVJ Show.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, we told you the other day about Lil Wayne and how he was facing quite a few charges. Coming up in a second, I'll tell you, he pled. What did he say? Coming up in just a second. Before we get into that, it sounds like, oh my gosh, Jaybird, Kim Kardashian and Kanye West are living separate lives.
Oh, boy. How can we get through the holidays?
They're saying that the couple continues to focus on work and causes and, of course, social media and their empire, but that they are doing totally different stuff and not overlapping very much. So,
Okay.
Who would be the tougher to date? Kanye?
Yes.
Yeah, I think he would be the
Kanye.
tougher.
definitely Kanye. Robin Thicke had a baby. Him and his fiance welcomed their third child, so that's big news. And finally here, what's going on with Lil Wayne? He pled guilty to illegal gun possession and now faces up to 10 years behind bars. He was arrested in December of last year when he arrived at the airport in Miami. And, you know, a lot of these celebrities, because they fly private, they think, oh, I can just bring whatever I want in my bags. It's not like TSA is going to go through my stuff like they do at the regular airport.
I can bring cocaine and Uzis on the plane.
But I guess they do. If they're suspicious, or if what is suspected here, someone called in a tip. They went through all of his stuff. He's a convicted felon, so he's not allowed to own firearms, and he had loaded firearms in his bag. So,
Are people trying to take out Lil Wayne?
the feds don't like it. I don't know. I mean,
Why so much? Why so much weaponry?
Good question. Yeah, I mean, I guess for protection, but if you're a convicted felon, you can't do that.
Well, is he fighting a war we don't know about?
His sentencing comes up on January 28th, so it's kind of fascinating to see how that's going to all go down.
Yeah, and it's weird that he wouldn't have security people that might be able to take that and say, hey, look, no, that's my stuff. If he does need any kind of weaponry, if he needs that kind of security, you got security guards or somebody else that has that. If you can't carry the gun, they do.
Well, you think you'd have those protections in place if you are a convicted felon, and now you're facing 10 years in prison just because you had the guns in your bag.
Is it more about the image, or is he legit thinking, oh, man, someone's trying to take me out? Because you're right. You would have security around you, and you wouldn't ever have to have a gun.
You're going to have to ask him. I don't know. Maybe he's like, I can protect myself.
Because it's with some of the rappers, the gun stuff helps the street cred.
Sure. And that's what's going on in your Dirt of the Day.
Check out KVJ TV on YouTube or just log on to KVJShow.com to watch the show now. Powered by Cleveland Clinic, where every life deserves world-class care. Now, back to the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What's going on your mind today, Jaybird?
Unfortunately, the main thing on my mind right now is moving. I am knee-deep in packing all my stuff, and holy crud, I am the worst mover. I'm not very good at it, so I would like to ask y'all and the great people who listen to this program, what are some good pointers? I'm not talking about, the actual moving day, the preparation of moving.
I never will do that crap ever again. Good Greek does it all. They come in your house, they'll pack your stuff. You can go have cocktails.
I have trust issues, and I have a lot of little G.I. Joes that you have to really.
They will. I watched them do it. They will wrap individual items that are valuable. They will bubble wrap stuff and then pack it and then wrap the outside of the box.
Now, I feel like I have trust issues. I have to do it myself. It's a control freak thing.
Okay.
Well, it's kind of like if right now I wouldn't let anybody walk my dog, Chewy, because I know all the little tricks you have to do to walk him because he's blind. I know all the little tricks with the G.I. Joe. Not everyone's going to look at a 1985 Spirit figure, which is one of my favorite characters from G.I. Joe. They're not going to look at that and see the importance of it. See what I'm saying? No one knows that.
Maybe because there's not that much importance with it.
Whatever. I bought Spirit for $30, and he's worth $75 now.
Wow.
Double the profit.
Yes.
It's a retirement plan, folks.
You're winning.
I mean, I'm a businessman over here.
Yeah.
Some people flip houses. I flip G.I. Joes. Mm-hmm. That's really all that's on my mind. And I'm not going through a moving company. I'm going through producer Denny's Good Greek in storage. He's helping me do it. I don't have that much to move, to be quite honest with you. Mm-hmm. I really don't. I have enough to get my friends involved, which I'm sure they love, and to help me move. But it's all the packing stuff. It's a lot of stuff is going to be thrown away. I found a bunch of stuff from my first year in radio.
Okay.
Wow, we have gotten old. I've seen some old school pictures. Virginia looks the same.
Botox.
Dang it does work. That's all I got.
Okay. When are you going to finally be in your place?
My closing date's December 21st, and from what I've been told, you go to the place, sign your paper, and you can go right in.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you might spend Christmas at the new house?
I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
They're trying to show my place right now, the place I'm renting at, to new people, and I don't like that.
Yeah, you want to get out of there.
You got to get out of there as quick as you can.
I don't like that. I got things hanging around.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you want to take those things down.
Well, some are legal.
Okay.
Some are illegal.
Okay.
And by things, he means bongs.
No, come on.
Well, what do you think Denny's is helping move? I mean, there's no way that guy's going to let a bone break.
That's why he doesn't want to have a moving company do it. Too much paraphernalia.
Right, yeah.
I got trust issues.
Denny's illegal movers. If you have contraband, these go from one place to the next. Bring in Denny's.
Believe it or not, some people would go through Denny's illegal movers because they don't want the hassle of someone ratting them out.
Yeah. Virginia, what you got on your mind today?
Oh my gosh, I have the funniest story I want to share with you. So, one of my neighbors down the street around the corner from me, she's got a little 6-year-old girl, and they had a birthday party over the weekend for the little 6-year-old girl. The theme was ponies and fairies, and it was a few little 6-year-old girls, you know.
Had the same theme.
It was it was adorable. But over the weekend, I also heard some rumblings that some of the neighbors, some of the old crotchety neighbors that don't like joy or happiness or children smiling. Scrooges, definitely old Scrooges. They called security on the family that was having the ponies and fairies party. And the guy told the security officer he was afraid to leave his home because there was ponies.
What?
I saw pictures. These are, first of all, they're not horses, they're ponies. So they're smaller. And this guy is going on and on, ranting about how our neighborhood looks like a zoo and he can't believe it. He doesn't feel safe. He can't leave his house. He's afraid.
That's
To that
crazy.
idiot, I would just say,
now.
grow a pair, dude.
I just will say this, and I'm not siding with the old guy. I'm not, but I have been kicked in the stomach by a pony, and if I was in my 90s, it would have killed me. I'm just letting you know that.
That's crazy. Afraid of ponies.
You're an idiot.
I feel like
You
old people go
are.
one of two ways. They either turn into the sweet grandma that loves to cook and bake for the youngsters, or you hate life and you want to bring everybody down.
Yep, that's true.
I think they just stay the same. I think maybe their whole life they just hated it.
Really? You think the old
yeah, I don't know if there's any
crotchety-
kind of transition. I think you just notice more. You're old and now you're miserable.
Maybe.
Yeah. What I got on my mind here today, there was a lot of great football action, and there's kind of the dividing line on the Florida football teams because you had teams that lost, but I would say there was a win in the loss. Like the Miami Dolphins, they lost, but I feel like they won because they played with heart. They didn't give up. They had a ton of injuries. Everybody's hurt and banged up, and they're playing the best team in the NFL, and they did not quit. They lost to the Chiefs yesterday in Hard Rock Stadium, 33-27. But when you watch a team, I was like, okay, I admired that loss. That was a loss where you're like going, okay, the Dolphins heading in the right direction. 24 hours before that, you saw the exact opposite with the Miami Hurricanes. They were in the same stadium, and they lost 62-26 to the North Carolina Tar Heels. They gave up the most rushing yards ever in Miami history, 778. And I was looking at some of the players on the sidelines. They're just laughing, joking, having a good time. And they have 62 points against them on the board. And I saw right away, there is a systemic issue going on with the Miami Hurricanes. And you talk about culture and things like that. The Miami Dolphins have a good culture that they can build winning on. What the Miami Hurricanes have, it's like building a house on sand, Virginia. It will never rise. The Canes will never be back under what culture they have right now. And it was just, yeah, and even one of the players said, yeah, we just had some guys on the team that just didn't really care about it. And that's the problem. Unless you root those guys out and you change your culture immediately, if they keep going on with how they've been going, the Miami Hurricanes are never going to improve.
How many yards did you say they gave up?
778, the most ever in the history of the Miami Hurricanes.
I mean, that's video game level.
It looked
You're
like
just
a video
not
game.
trying to stop them.
No, and as the Tar Heels are running up and down the field on them, and just it was the last touchdown the Tar Heels scored, they weren't even excited about it. They'd scored so many. They were just like, okay. There was like no celebration. They just were like, all right, are you guys going to put up any kind of fight, or is this how it's going to be? A heartless, gutless game by the Miami Hurricanes. If I was a Canes fan, I'd be completely embarrassed by.
Do they do that? Because when I played baseball in college, if you had a bad round like that, that day, not even the next day, the coach would make you run and run until you were puking. I remember we played Indian River Community College as a doubleheader, lost both games, and then on the bus ride back, guys were dancing in the background, booty shaking, and my coach saw that after we just got destroyed. Everybody had to run for 2 hours after the game.
Yeah.
I didn't even play. I'm running from the bench.
After what I saw, I think the Hurricanes need to get rid of about a third of their roster.
Maybe the coach, too.
And that's possible because it's his responsibility to have the right kind of culture. And I don't know that Manny, like I said, it's a trick. You need somebody that is a psychologist, a CEO to run a football team. The Miami Dolphins have it, and they've established that culture where if they screwed up, they have to run to the wall and come back, and there's accountability. And man, they were just playing with fire and guts, and they were down to a team that was whooping them pretty good. And the Chiefs are a much better team than the Dolphins.
They were ranked number 1 in the NFL last week.
Yeah, it was obvious. And the Dolphins have a ton of everybody's hurt. But that team did not give up. Like, they played hard to the very last play. And to lose only 33-27 with what they have going on, respectable. You can love that loss. The Miami Hurricanes, you cannot.
Well, there's certain kind of losses you take when you're playing sports that when you lose, you should be afraid of your coach because the team played bad. You didn't bring it.
I couldn't believe they panned the bench for the Hurricanes late in the game, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. And I was just like, if I were a Hurricanes fan, diehard, I would be just irate. I'd be like, this is disgusting.
Not to sound like the old man back in my time, the stuff they made you do as an athlete, I don't think legally that they could do it now with all feelings and, you can't.
Yeah, and to me, you know what, with those guys, why waste time? If a guy is not a high culture guy and doesn't have that kind of character and that work ethic to care, if that doesn't just rot them to their soul, you could see their faces. You're not that kind of guy. I don't want you on my team. You don't belong on this roster.
Well, it takes a special talent to motivate people, even though they don't realize they're being motivated. That's what a good coach does.
But you got to find the right kind of person, too. And the Canes roster is made up of the wrong kind of people. And until they get the right people in there, they're not going to have the Canes back. So stop. Don't say that every year. Because they do that and they win a bunch of fake games and then they get destroyed by a team like the Tar Heels.
Dang, Rawson has spoken.
Yeah, that's my take on it. The Gators, too. Did you see your LSU Tigers?
I couldn't believe it because LSU is not looking so hot this year.
LSU's having a terrible year.
Terrible year.
Yeah, their coach has not stopped partying from last year's national championship game. He divorced his wife pretty quickly after the season, has been hanging out with the hot new blonde.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and so he's just turned up the party, but he forgot he had to coach a team this year.
This is his Rocky 3. He's leaving it all on the sheets.
He did lose a lot of players.
A lot of seniors graduated. That's probably the main problem.
And he's leaving it in the sheets.
The girl does look half his age. I will tell you that.
But the LSU Tigers, the Gators were not counting on the team that came out of the locker room for LSU, and they played with spirit and heart. And then the Gators just got dumb. Is at the end of the game, and the Gators had LSU stopped, and one of the Florida Gators took a shoe that was on the field, one of the LSU players' shoes, and just threw it as far as he could. And they're like, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Why are you throwing somebody's shoe?
That was just it. And it gave LSU a first down, and they wound up kicking a field goal. Florida missed theirs, and the Gators are now out of the playoff.
Because of that guy with the shoe?
Because of the one
shoe.
They would have
won?
Yeah, they would have won.
The shoe.
He lost the game. Marco Wilson's his name. He is a cornerback from American Heritage Plantation. And,
Marcus.
A lot of people are like, dude.
You just lost it for everybody.
Yeah. I mean, like, what are you doing?
Who throws a shoe?
I mean, come on. What was that all about? So a devastating loss for the Florida Gators, and they've got Alabama this week. So
if you're the other teammates, how long does it take for you to be cool with him, or are you never cool with that cat again?
They got to all blame themselves for other reasons, but yeah, you're just like, dude. I mean,
because I know somebody that still won't let something go from age 12, an all-star game.
Right.
He still brings it up when he starts drinking.
From age 12?
From age 12, he calls the kid's name out. He can't let it go because this kid blew a game on a stupid mistake.
Yeah, that's possible. So there you go. And congrats to FAU. Took a bowl bid, the Montgomery Bowl, taking on Memphis on December 23rd.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
Are you guys ready for a quick round of Think Fast?
Yes.
Okay.
Bring it.
You guys are in it already, ready to make this happen?
You know
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's see how you do here. We'll bring Denny's in the studio. It's Virginia and the Bunny Wonder and Denny's over there to see whose brain is up and working here early this morning. Ooh. It's a bad sign all the way around, huh? Okay, here we go. First up. Got a topic. First person in with the First sensible answer, Suits and I will be the judge of that, gets the point. Gonna go with a holiday theme here. It starts with the letter E and is someone who either makes
Elf.
Okay.
I mean,
Virginia.
Before the questions, though.
Yeah,
know, right?
it's just lawless.
Yeah, she jumped right on it. Okay. Okay, it is a building material for a delicious house.
Gingerbread.
Gingerbread! Wait,
Oh.
there's no letter, is there?
He didn't give you a letter.
Yeah, there is no letter. That starts with the letter D.
Doghouse!
Donuts.
Wait, I'm so
You
confused.
said donuts?
Yeah.
I'll
Dog
give it to
house.
What was the... All right, I gotta get focused here.
I'm trying to think of another cakey substance.
Is Kevin
good.
is he doing it different today? Is he saying it different? I'm tripped up over here. He's changed his technique.
Yeah, but you just gotta adapt, bruh. It's 2020. Everything's changed.
Terrible at adapting.
Okay, Virginia's got one. Denny's has got one
Oh,
here.
sweet bunny.
Okay, how about this one? Next up. It's a word you can use in place of a swear word that starts with the letter S.
Santa.
Shoot.
Stuff!
Denny's, I'm going to give that to you. Yes.
Oh, shoot.
Ah, stuff!
Nobody says that.
You stuff head.
Hey, Denny's with an early lead here. Jaybird yet to get on the board.
Man, I want it too so
Yeah.
bad.
The bunny behind. Okay, a musical instrument beginning with the letter R.
Recorder.
No! I can't think!
Virginia, yeah.
Don't give up on me yet, Ralston. Don't give up on me.
Has he been mathematically eliminated?
Not yet, but he's right on the cusp.
It's my favorite part of the game.
He is right on the cusp. Okay, how about this? A stadium where the Dolphins used to play that starts with the letter O.
Orlando.
Orange Bowl.
Virginia, yes.
I didn't think about it.
Orlando.
Orlando.
Oh, Denny's.
Yep. Okay, now the bird's been mathematically eliminated. Yeah. Yeah.
Bunny, why don't you go hop and get me some water?
I kind of could use some too.
Oh, poor Bunny. I'm just kidding.
Virginia, you can win this if you get this one correct here and think fast. It's a key on your computer that's not a letter that starts with the letter C.
Colon.
Oh,
Denny's
Oh my,
on,
he's got it loaded.
on a computer version?
wow. That was quick.
How?
Okay. Virginia's thinking fast.
How did she beat you? You're wearing your new jacket, Denny's?
Oh, damn. You busted on that old ass jacket.
My old jacket I pulled out of retirement.
The stains are gone.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you wash it.
Good for you.
Run through the wash one time and you're good.
Remember, he had that stain on there for a long time. It's gone.
It's that water stain.
That
It was
water
rough.
stain from that event.
Yes, it
when
was
the
rough.
tent leaked on him.
The tent collects water and then it all rushed
that's
off as I was
tough.
standing by the side of
We
it.
were at an event, and it looked like a waterfall hit him
It's a tough break.
That is a
in
tough
front
break.
of all kind of people.
That is a tough break. What would you do if you're a mom here, Virginia? Do you say something to this kid's mom, or you just shut up, not worry about it? Got an email here. Want to know if she should narc on this kid. Says, my best friend's 9-year-old is a good kid. He and my son will play together a lot, and now I happen to know that his mom had grounded him over the weekend, and his punishment was supposed to be a week with no video games. Well, yesterday he's over at my house, and I hear him say to my son, hey, let's go play some video games. Now, I heard this. I knew the punishment that was going on, and I didn't say anything. I just let it happen because he wouldn't think I knew about his punishment. But now, am I supposed to tell his mom what happened and what they did, or should I just let it go, and should I rat him out? Now, my first thought on this is, as a mom, though, you allowed it to happen, and you kind of knew what the punishment was. So, in a sense, you could get yourself in trouble here because you probably should have stepped up and be like, hey,
Yeah.
I know you're not supposed to be playing video games, and you let it happen anyway.
Just because you didn't stop it in the moment, now you really probably couldn't say anything because it's just going to be too dramatic and messy.
I would not get involved on this one.
Yeah, don't get involved. What you should have done as a mom is, as soon as you heard that, step up to the kid and say, hey, aren't you currently grounded from video games? I know your mother wouldn't want you playing video games. Her punishments go in our house as well. So you guys go outside and throw the ball around.
There are some moms, though, that would really love to rat this kid out. Wants to really see this kid go up the river.
Well, she said he was a good kid, so let's just
Yeah.
remember that and don't make drama.
I definitely.
You handled it wrong in the moment, but now if you go to the mom, you're going to make all this drama.
True. Do you enforce other parents' penalties on their kids when the kid is visiting your house, Virginia?
I would if the parents wanted me to, absolutely.
Okay.
But in the. If you got all these penalties and you're putting that on the other parent to what, maybe your kid shouldn't be coming over anyway. Then.
All right.
You
If
know,
the kid did something so bad that he's in trouble.
Now I gotta watch every little thing. He's playing video games and now I'm involved in this
Well, now
weird
it becomes
thing.
your responsibility.
Yeah,
It's
no.
another thing you got to be worried about, and if you don't enforce it properly, then do you get in trouble for it?
Take care of your kid. I'm here just to give him snacks.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. So you would now call his mom and be like, hey, just to let you know they were over playing video games, or you don't say anything, you just wait.
I don't say anything.
Okay.
No.
We're no rats, Kevin.
Okay. All right, so shut your mouth. Ever got a question you want to run it past the KVJ Show, you can hit us up, mail at kvjshow.com, mail at kvjshow.com. Talking about the Netflix shows that are out there, they have this policy where if they don't make a certain amount of money, no matter how big of a fan base they have, it's kind of like a little equation that goes on with Netflix. But they're starting to find out it's kind of a weird little phenomenon here where they got some very popular shows that have been canceled that people are like, man, I really miss that show. And they did a survey on the most missed canceled Netflix shows of the ones that have been broomed because they didn't match up to Netflix's formula that people really want to have back. I was kind of surprised because I watched the Marvel superhero little universe thing they had on Netflix, but I never really watched this show too much. The number one show they say is missed on Netflix is Luke Cage. It was of that whole thing where they had all these different superheroes, and Luke Cage was one of them. 71% say that's the show they missed the most from Netflix.
Okay.
It was canceled in 2018.
Does it have? How many seasons did it have? Did it say?
I think it was around 2. I didn't watch it, so I don't know.
Because here's my thing when it comes to all that stuff. It does take a show a little bit of time to kind of get its stride. I mean, The Office didn't really get its stride till the middle of the second season. And if this was, Netflix and they took it off.
I'm wondering that. I'm wondering if, the Netflix formula is right. That's why when I look at this list, trust, they probably know a lot more than I do about this game. But I'm just wondering if they may look at the pile of shows that they've cast away. How many reboots are we talking about? Last week we had a couple of reboots that everybody's looking to just find something that people can relate to. And it seems like Netflix is throwing away a lot of shows that a lot of people seem to like.
You say Netflix knows more than you, but I don't know if they do. You know how this stuff works. They might have some people upstairs in suits that think they know what they're talking about, and they may not. You never know.
Well, they know how much they make on a show, and they know how much they spend on a show. And that's what their formula is based on. Saying in some shows, that's why I would be worried if I got signed to a show that's expensive to produce on Netflix, because it could still be a very successful show. Like I think you're seeing the Luke Cage, but I think a lot of these shows must be expensive to produce. And maybe if you have an actor or actress on there that is, making a lot of money. If you're on a show, be like, hey, that's cool. I got signed to a show that's got a big name on it, but also at the same time, it might be the kiss of death because their salary might kill your show.
One actor could take down the whole.
Yeah.
I mean, you see that in sports sometimes, where one athlete is making the majority of the money on the team, and everyone else is not very good.
Right. That might have been the case. I was wondering that because I saw a pretty solid show over the weekend. I hadn't really heard about it. My wife mentioned it. She said, yeah, somebody had mentioned to me this show called The Undoing. Have you guys heard of this?
No.
On HBO? I hadn't heard of it either. And my wife and I dialed it up on Friday. It's, again, one of those shows that, I don't know, has maybe 7 or 8 episodes. It's almost like a really long movie. And so it takes you about 7 to 8 hours to get through it. But the cast is pretty amazing, and it was really good. It's one of those murder things where you just at one point, my wife and I, at like episode 4, you are thinking it easily could be 4 or 5 different people that committed this murder. It's got Nicole Kidman, Hugh Grant, Donald Sutherland, is in it, and a couple other faces that you'll recognize.
I've seen the previews. I know a lot of people are talking about it. HBO doesn't really do bad stuff.
No, they don't. And so I don't know if anybody's seen this, and if you got the HBO, I know they're flooding the market with a lot of good programming now. So
Well, if
you've
you
not
don't-
seen that, check it out.
If you don't have it, just order it like you do with Disney Plus and like you do with Netflix, and just put that on the list.
Yeah. I saw something over the weekend saying this is going to be like the golden age of piracy. That a lot of pirates are very excited now about HBO Max doing this, because it used to be when they wanted to steal a brand new movie and flood it onto the dark web, you'd have to go into a theater with a little camera and sit there and try to record it. It was a low budget version. And now that they're releasing everything to HBO Max at the same time they're releasing it to theaters, they say it's going to be so easy to copy and send that out there so people can get it for free.
That's what they're saying. You notice all these musicians are trying to sell all of their catalogs right now. Even Crosby from Crosby, Stills and Nash, he's trying to sell it. They're all saying because people pirate their music. They're trying to get that last payout.
Yeah, they say it's never been better, or a better time to go and be a pirate, because all that stuff is out there right now. So. Arr, I want to be a pirate. I always love this time of year hearing about the philanthropists that are going out there and just doing something a little bit nice for somebody. If you've got the means to do it, how cool is that when you go and drop a little bit of extra cash on somebody? There was some people on TikTok that were sharing stories about just what some cool rich people had done with their money. They were talking about one rich person that anonymously paid a stranger's medical bill in full, which is nice.
It's beautiful.
Somebody else did tuition to somebody who couldn't afford it. Somebody else went in and bought somebody a house, and then they just literally disappeared. Like, boom, they buy a house, and then poof, gone. Can you imagine that?
Must be nice.
Jaybird should have been the...
Amazing.
Yeah. And there's even a story today of an anonymous donor that paid $65,000 worth of layaway items at a Walmart in Bristol, Tennessee. That's pretty cool when people do that. So you go back to get your stuff, and you're like, yeah, no charge. Somebody already took care of it.
Amazing.
Yeah, it is really cool. So I know we do have some people of means here in South Florida. If you're one of those people, it's kind of cool to hear all the stories of awesome things that happen. And even if you just have a couple of bucks, there is a way that you can really help out our charity, Little Smiles, this holiday season. They're doing the Little Smiles Holiday Toy Drive. And Little Smiles does so much more than really just toys. It's really all about anything that a family could need. And we're talking about kids that have a lot of medical emergencies here in South Florida. Some of the kids are in shelters, but they try to help the entire family out.
Absolutely. And especially during the holidays, really expand their mission beyond sick children to try to help every child. There's so many kids this year that are in danger of not having a Christmas.
Yeah.
And so the need is tremendous, and Little Smiles doesn't say no.
Well, Little Smiles is stepping up too, and I know really helping out West Palm Beach Police. They have a lot more than they've ever seen before of needs that are rolling into them. And we had a quick chat with West Palm Beach Deputy Chief Rick Morris to talk a little bit about Little Smiles and how West Palm Beach Police works with Little Smiles, and his thoughts to let you know a little bit about what Little Smiles does constantly.
Little Smiles has been amazing to our agency, and it's an honor to tell your listeners about it. Basically what happens is Little Smiles is a 911 for my police officers. When my police officers get on a traumatic scene with a child, it could be anything from a homeless situation to a displaced or abused child. We don't always have the resources immediately available in an emergency. And that's very frustrating for law enforcement, because they want to solve the problem on scene and get the resources there and try to curtail any pain or any trauma immediately. Little Smiles has always been a phone call away for us, and they've provided clothing, housing, food, hospital visits, the children in need in hospitals. It's just an amazing program.
What would you say to people that are listening? We're trying to, of course, collect money and donations so that it can change the holiday. For anybody listening, what would you say to them if they're thinking about giving to Little Smiles?
If your listeners can go out and look up littlesmiles.org, they have some tremendous events coming up in the future. They have an event called Stars Ball on March 13th, 21. I've been to that event myself. That makes the toughest men cry.
It does. Yeah.
Again, I've got to tell you, the police department is all the credit's got to go to Little Smiles. They are our 911. So anything your listeners can do for Little Smiles, please do it. We got to work together as a partnership, makes a strong community.
And if you'd like to be a part of it, it's just one easy text donation away. You can text Little Smiles to 44321.
Yes, help us make sure that kids get toys and love this holiday season because the need is so great. Just text Little Smiles to 44321.
Gotta say happy birthday to Vanessa Hudgens. She's turning 32 years old today. Can you believe High School Musical girl is 32?
That's crazy.
Wow.
What the heck, man? What is going on to life? Happy third birthday to Heidi B from Mommy, Daddy, Baby Harry, and Zeus. Also, happy ninth birthday to Frederick. We love you so much and hope you have an awesome day. Love Mom, Dad, and Bennett. Happy first birthday, Evelyn Magnolia. Love you, Nona. Also, special birthday shout out to my cutie pie, Livia Stover, turning 11 from Dan. And a happy birthday to Shay, celebrating the 11th birthday from Mama Duck, sending that in. Got a birthday shout out you want on the KVJ Show? Just send us an email, mail@kvjshow.com, mail@kvjshow.com. Exactly when are you supposed to be winded? There are some things that you do in life you're going, I probably shouldn't be winded doing this. But when do you have a good excuse to be winded? If you're tying your shoes and you're winded, that's probably a bad sign, right?
Right.
Okay, we were just walking the other day, and we were walking up one side of Drawbridge, and my wife's like, ooh, I'm getting winded. And she was a little concerned. She's like, I must be terribly out of shape. I'm like, well, I don't know. I think that's almost like winded justified. It feels like, because I've been in great cardio shape once upon a time in my life. And I do even remember then, like, you can start breathing heavy with just, a little bit of quick exercise.
Yeah,
I don't think it's that alarming.
Uphill is tricky.
That's what I thought, too.
Yeah.
So I thought that's not as alarming. Now, if you're buttering your toast and you get winded, that's kind of alarming, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what categories you get alarmed if you're winded doing this. Now, there is something that gives you a little bit of a sneak peek into getting winded. There is a heart healthy test that you can take and apparently do pretty quickly to see where you are. They say the quick test consists of this. If your heart is healthy, you can walk up 4 flights of stairs in 90 seconds or less. If you can, you're probably good. So 4 flights of stairs, and that's walking. Not running. So you walk them. Now, the question is, are you allowed to skip steps? Because that would cut your time. And if you have the ability to do that and you have the leg strength,
I can skip steps.
it's still walking steps.
I think skipping steps makes it harder.
Do you?
And don't
Yeah.
mistime your step either. That's how you break an ankle.
Thank you.
Mansplaining walking.
Thanks for mansplaining stairs.
Well, the other question I had about this test is I saw this today. Are all flights of stairs created equally?
No.
That's what I thought too. So I'm like, what constitutes a good test? How many stairs are in a flight? And I don't think that's a standard number.
It's not.
I think stairs in buildings are the same. Like the way our stairs are at, if you go to another building, they should be a standard kind of a thing.
It all depends on the ceiling height of each individual floor.
Okay.
We also got codes to talk about. Is it up to code?
Feels like if there is a standard building, we're in a standard building now.
Wait, this is very standard.
This is standard.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we do have a flight of stairs.
We got 5.
So then we could do it.
Do we have 4 or 5? We have
What
5.
floor are we on?
We're on the 5th.
Yeah.
But is it one of those weird math things where you have to subtract a flight?
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
All right, shut up, Bird.
He talked himself out of it. Oh.
If you take the elevator down to the first floor, can you get in that stairwell? Do we know?
If we take the elevator to the first floor,
No, it's locked on the first floor.
Okay, so you would have
You
to
can
go.
come out of it. You can't go into it.
we can get to the top of the 5th, and I could be down from the 5th down to the bottom. I could be done. I'd be down there in less than a minute.
To me, that doesn't count, though. I think you got to go up the stairs, don't you, Virginia?
Yeah, down the stairs is easy.
Yeah.
Up the stairs is the cardiovascular test.
Oh, that's fine. I'll start at the bottom. I've been known to start at the bottom.
Well.
That's not what I mean. Don't make it filthy.
Loves
Any
butt
chance he gets,
stuff.
right? Just wants to let people know.
That's not what I meant.
Loves the bottom.
Yeah, like the,
Yeah, we got Drake over here. Starts at the bottom. All right, once you strap on your phone, Jaybird, we're going to put you through the quick heart health test.
Am I going as fast as I can? Am I running?
You've got 90 seconds to walk.
Okay.
Keep that in mind, the word walk.
So no running.
Right, so running is not walking.
So wait, am I going as fast as I can?
I'm just saying it to remind myself, because you know how I get. When Kevin says go, I want to.
You need to listen.
Wow.
What? I'm just reiterating directions. I tend to forget.
This is going to be challenging. Okay.
I'll walk.
Okay, you need to go down and start 4 flights down and then walk up. That's why I was just asking for clarification. Are you allowed to skip steps, Virginia? You could still be walking, not running, and skipping steps. Would that count?
Skipping steps is going to make you get winded faster because it is more of a struggle to propel your body that much higher, harder, faster.
Yeah.
Skipping steps is harder.
Keep in mind, I'm in the best shape of my life right now.
Are you really?
I'm in my prime.
Are you really? Okay.
I'm in better shape than I was 4 months ago.
Okay. There you go. Well,
So I feel like I'm in my prime. I don't know.
okay, once you head to the stairwell, once you get 4 flights down, we'll bring it. Going down, down. Yeah, now this test, just again to qualify, it's not about being winded. It's about you're supposed to get through 4 flights in 90 seconds.
Gotcha. At a normal pace.
So I guess if you would get winded and you would need to stop, then you are not in good heart health. But I think this seems to be very easy, right?
No, it's actually not. Not for a lot of people. It really depends on how fit you are and how much extra weight you carrying.
Okay.
He's not carrying any extra weight
No.
right now. He looks very svelte.
Okay. Where do you think he's going to be on a winded level? Will he be slightly winded? Will he be noticeably winded, or will he be doubled over winded?
I think he's going to be fine. I think because he's actually been doing the cardio work.
Yeah.
He got a treadmill. He's actually been on it. It's not just a clothing rack.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to do okay.
Yeah, I think he's probably going to be fine as well. Okay, so if you want to try this again, the quick heart healthy test is you just get yourself 4 flights of stairs, you walk them, and you got to be able to accomplish that in 90 seconds or less. If you can, they say you're probably good. So it's just kind of a quick test to see. All right, Jaybird is heading to the stairwell. We're going to test to see just how difficult this actually is. It seems like it's going to be very easy. I would put it at a very low difficulty level.
Yeah, for your body type and Jaybird's body type, I think this is a low difficulty level.
Yeah. And I know somebody had also challenged Jaybird to run steps for some reason. Hey, Jaybird, do you remember what that challenge was all about? Somebody didn't think you could run steps in a certain amount of time?
They used to work here in the building, and they would have competitions of who could run down or run up to the top floor the quickest. And they wanted to know what my fastest time would be for me to run up up the flight of stairs. And I personally think I could do under a minute.
Really? Well, that's an even more impressive test. What did they say? 1:20? Is that what they said their record was?
They said they were like around 1:30.
1:30. Do you want to have them walk up 4 flights of stairs, Virginia, or run up the whole thing?
Well, it's 2 separate tests.
It is.
So I don't think he's going to struggle at all with the walk.
I don't either. I think that's going to be totally cake.
Yeah, because you've been doing the treadmill work. You've been putting the time in. Your body looks very svelte these days.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll put 90 seconds on the clock, and if you can't make that, then maybe he should do the walking test. Let's start with the more difficult one first.
Danny, just to let you know.
Okay.
All right.
Do you have Denny's there with
Just
you?
getting focused here. Sweet Denny's is filming on Facebook Live right now, letting them know the audible that's going on. He's ready to go.
Okay. All right. So, Bird, if you are on Facebook, you can go and pull up the KVJ Show and see Jaybird. He's going to see if he can break the in-office building record. 90 seconds. Same time we're going to be doing for the walking test. So this just adds a little bit more juice to it, Virginia.
I'm going up all 5 flights, baby.
Okay. All 5. So you're at the ground floor right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, Jaybird. Are you ready?
I'm ready. On your mark. Okay, I guess you should say that, Kev.
Okay.
Stop trying to host the show. Kevin's got this.
Well, I'm doing this on Facebook Live, Mrs. Know It Nothing.
Yeah,
so you don't really know what's going on there.
Yeah, you know what? I will go when you say go, Jaybird. Just let me know when to start my clock.
Okay, here we go. All right, Facebook Live, get ready to go. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, I'm off. I'm running.
Okay.
Oh, boy. Just passing the second floor.
90 seconds for 5 flights of stairs.
I fell. Oh,
He's at 15 seconds right now.
push it.
What flight, Jaybird?
I'm passing the 4th floor.
Wow.
I'm going to make the 5th. I did it. What's my time?
27 seconds. There's no way that guy's record was a minute 30.
No, there's no way. A minute 30 is like easy compared to what you just did.
Well, I didn't want to say it, and I left out of the email. They told me that they were very overweight.
Okay. So they wanted to test their mark against you. Well, you can tell that larger individual that you just blew it out of the water.
Yeah.
27 seconds. That's very impressive.
Poor sweet Denny's is about to faint.
Oh, did Denny's run with you?
He had to keep up with me for the filming.
All right, why don't you guys come into the studio? I want to see who looks worse.
Denny's has all the color drained out.
Yeah, who has weathered this experience worse, Jaybird or Denny's? And who is in worse shape? And you know what I want to do, too? Remember Denny said he's doing that push-up challenge?
Yeah, he was. I don't know if he finished it.
Yeah, he was doing 25 push-ups every day.
Yes, it was on Facebook. He stuck with it.
Yeah. I wonder how many push-ups he's up to now.
And when you finish the challenge, do you keep doing it?
I would think you would. I mean, I think every day you increase one, right? But I mean, can you really every single day increase till you get to 500? I don't know that you can. I think you plateau at some point.
Sure, yeah.
And I don't think you get any higher than that. All right, so Jaybird passed the heart health test. Just to let you know, you can try that and take that. If you want to take Jaybird's challenge, 5 flights of stairs in 27 seconds.
That's insane.
That's really good.
It's really fast.
He's in very good shape. I got no worries about that, Jaybird or his heart. Who looks like they're in worse shape, though. You can see the Facebook Live video. It is up on the KVJ Show Facebook page. You can go check it out. Go to Facebook and just look for the KVJ Show. We'll test Jaybird and Denny's as they both come into the studio in minutes here on the KVJ Show.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
We got the very heart-healthy Jaybird and Denny's in here in the studio right now. Jaybird was able to whisk up 4 flights of stairs in just 27 seconds. Very impressive. Where your heart health is. Did you guys get locked in the stairwell then?
We did, and did I go up 4 or 5 flights?
You went all the way to the top.
To the top, baby.
Yes.
We're going to the top with this production.
Mm-hmm. I think when you have 5 floors, it's 4 flights of stairs to get to 5, right?
That's why I was asking that earlier, but then I felt dumb asking it. Then
It is
Virginia
confusing.
looked at me.
It's
1
confusing.
to 2 is 1, but then you're already at 2.
Yeah.
Stop talking numbers. So can you just tell the dumb bunny, did I run up 4 flights?
You did.
Okay.
27 seconds.
Should have hopped.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's in a bunny costume.
Boy, that bunny comedy's not going so
He's in a
well.
bunny costume. Denny's made it as well, so I would imagine you're heart healthy.
Oh, yeah, it was rough.
It was tough for you.
Yeah.
I was asking, how you doing on your push-up challenge too? How many did you
Doing
get
good.
to?
I average about 30 a day.
Wow.
Now, do you do them at one time or do you break them up?
So at these, it depends. So if I just do my hair, I don't like my hair getting sweaty because then I have to straighten it again.
Oh, that's
so
tough,
if that's
yeah.
the case, I just straightened it or I just washed my hair that morning, then I only do 15 and then 15.
Okay.
If I'm on like day 3, but right before I shower, I'll go ahead and just do all of them in one. So it just depends on that.
Here's an idea. You do push-ups in the shower while you're showering.
I do squats in the shower.
Oh.
You really?
Every day.
That's
Yeah.
gotta look odd.
Sexy.
It's real hot.
You're trying to turn on the audience right now?
I figure you're standing there anyway.
Shower squats.
I do the squats and then I stand on my tippy toes. I do about 50 of those in a shower.
Look at that. Huh?
I figure
Okay.
I'm standing there anyway.
Look at you guys, health gurus over here.
We shower differently. I crisscross applesauce that thing.
You do?
I just love the water hitting on me like a rainstorm.
You like to sit in the shower.
I do, and I'll even put little thunder sounds on in the bathroom.
Yeah, is that thunder? I got some thunder in my bathroom too. Well, neither one of you have had the COVID, and we kind of been talking about that, some of the lingering symptoms that are affecting some people, and that was it with my wife. You know, I told you that she had it 3 months ago. She still didn't have her sense of smell back, and that's why she was wondering. She's trying to figure out as she was walking. She's like, "Are you winded?" I'm like, "Well, I'm okay," but she's trying to figure out if it's a shape issue. Is she out of shape? Is it normal to be a little bit winded, or does she still have some lingering lung stuff with the COVID?
Has the queen been exercising?
We do the walk once a week. That's about, what it is, the extent, I think, of a lot of her cardiovascular stuff. But somebody else texted in and said, yeah, I run 3+ miles at least 2 times a week, plus other cardio and beach volleyball, yet I'm winded each day walking up 3 flights of stairs at work. So it is kind of interesting. And somebody else had texted in and said, I was somebody that used to run every morning and I got the COVID and I've had to stop since then.
Wow.
Because of it. And this is months after the fact, so.
That sucks, man.
Yeah, I think that's, one of the big issues with the COVID is some of the lingering effects that people have, and that's why some people are looking forward to the vaccine, which, by the way, starts rolling out today.
Nice.
Today is vaccine day. They're going to start getting that stuff out there in stores or wherever you might get it.
Yeah, I think like hospitals, healthcare workers, and elderly get it first.
Mm-hmm. And then we'll see when everybody else can get it. They're thinking maybe by summer for a lot of people, next summer, at least according to a survey they asked. But
and you got to get 2 doses of it, too. So your first shot is not completely locked up. Mm-hmm. I don't think you're locked up till you get that second one in you.
Yeah. So we'll see. Yeah, high-risk healthcare workers get first doses. So we'll see.
My sister has her appointment. I think she gets hers today.
Okay.
Yeah, she was texting me. She's like 2:20 today, going to get it.
Okay. Yeah, we should talk to her and see what it's like, see how she feels, and.
Yeah, because some people are saying when they get it, they have a little bit of pain at the injection site. They feel a little achy, maybe a few little like a low-grade fever.
Oh wow. Okay.
You kind of get a little bit of the funk.
Okay. Dang. All right. Just got to brace yourself and get ready. But
yes,
I guess it is good news and hopefully some progress that by maybe summer we should hopefully maybe be out of this or close to it.
I like it, Positive K. I see it working.
I got hope there. I've set that as the time frame in my mind because I needed that.
Yes.
I need to, I can deal with misery. I just need to know when the misery ends so that I can keep. It's kind of like when I go to the gym, I know I got to get this done. I got an eye on the misery. I'd always stare at the clock. I'm like, okay, you only got 15 minutes of misery left.
So if you were kidnapped and then thrown in a torture chamber, it would be okay if you found out. If the murderer goes, I'm going to let you go in three years, you at least know.
It'd be more tolerable.
Okay. Yeah, I get that. I know what you mean.
I think it's like guys in prison do that too. I hear they always, like every day, they're talking about how many days left they got. It's kind of a continual focus. Because I think humans need that end to misery.
That's gotta suck if you're waiting for your parole hearing, thinking, all right, I'm gonna have a shot. You're waiting for it, and they stamp denied.
That'd be tough. That'd be a tough one.
That'd be so tough.
Yeah. We got some call-em outs that you can get in. I know, Jaybird, you got somebody you need to call out here today again.
I always got somebody.
Yeah.
I do.
Kind of create some awareness for people out there that, hey, maybe you don't realize you're doing something a little bit jerky. We could all be better.
The person I'm going to call out, they weren't trying to be a jerk, and I didn't even know how to handle it.
You need to have an awareness on this.
An awareness, yes.
Yeah, that's why we do call them outs. 877-979-WRMF. All right, we got call them outs here today. Who do you need to call out and for what? We got a little good, we got a little bit of bad. That's just kind of the way life goes. And this is just kind of a call out about awareness. Jaybird, you need to call out somebody in a sub shop, I believe.
Yeah, I won't say the name of the place. I ain't trying to ruin people here. Because this woman, she was a little busy, and there was a lot of calamity going on, and she's got all of the ingredients for the subs there out, and she got her gloves on, and then she goes to sneeze, and she doesn't catch the sneeze in time, and I just see, because the way that the sun was shining through the window, you could see all of the, what would you call it, sneasel?
Sneasel.
Particles. I don't know. They call it, spittle.
Sneasel?
Spittle. Sneasel.
I like sneasel.
Her sneasels.
Her sneasels. I got a case of the sneezels.
I saw her sneezels go up in the air, and they kind of did like that firework thing where it just landed on the entire section, and she had just got done with the sub. So she was done making it, and she hadn't wrapped it yet. So the sneasel was everywhere,
Oh, boy.
and it kind of just sat on all of the ingredients, and she didn't even realize she did anything. I'm not going to get into an argument about her sneasel. You know what I mean?
That's rough.
And the sub's already done. Here's my question, Sinicki. Do you eat the sub?
Me? No. If I see that happen, I can't get past it in my head. And there'd be no way I could stomach it. I couldn't eat it.
Even if you're really hungry?
Yeah, I would order a new sub.
I think I'd probably just leave.
I would take my sub, I'd pay for it there, and then I'd go to a different place and get a different sub.
I paid for it. I left.
You would pay for it.
I did.
Did you eat it?
You know the answer to that.
You
Went
ate
for
the
it.
sneasel sub?
I ate some of it.
Oh.
Well, my justification was this. Maybe the sneasel didn't get on the bread.
Oh,
Maybe.
whatever. It got
Yeah.
so on the bread. Bread loves sneasel.
I was really hungry. I was running late, and I didn't eat the whole thing. I'm an animal. I don't know what to tell you.
Some other call them outs that people are texting in here, 877-979-9763. Somebody said, I'm calling out the Miami Hurricanes for the worst display of football I've ever seen.
Wow.
I love my Canes, but come on, man. Yeah, a lot of Canes fans are really unhappy, as they should be, with the team and what they did, getting blasted by North Carolina at Hard Rock Stadium. And what had happened, Virginia, they only had one loss. They did get blasted earlier this season by Clemson, but people were thinking, okay, the Canes look like a really solid team, and they played their second good team, and they wind up losing 62-26, and they give up 778 yards.
And you said, more importantly, it just looked like they weren't trying. They didn't have the heart.
The effort was not there. A lot of it is just how you play. It's not necessarily that you are getting blasted. Miami was 3-point favorites, too, in that game.
Wow.
So they did not want it. And then they panned the bench when they were getting destroyed. And there were some players, you would not know that they were losing like they were. And to me, I would, if I were the coach, I would look at that. I would see that film, and I would show all these guys. For the most part, probably, I would kick all of those guys off the team. They were just having a good time. They're high-fiving, laughing. Just everything's all good. Not plugged into the game.
When you're losing, you need to be focused, not giggling on the bench.
You always have to act like someone just died. When you are losing, if the coach looks over at you and you're losing really bad, you have to look. You need to look like you are mourning someone's death.
Yeah, at least try to look like you care about the loss.
Yeah.
Because aren't most of those guys there, on athletic scholarships and so if you don't care about the loss, then that's saying that you're just kind of spitting in the face of the gift you've been given.
Yeah, you got to get rid of those kind of guys that have that kind of attitude.
Sounds like they got rid of the coach.
Yeah, if the coach isn't coming down on them enough, would you think that it starts at the top?
People are talking about the defensive coordinator needs to go right now. And so we'll see. He's if the coach can start firing some of the smaller guys, that's how you do it. You get rid of the smaller guys to save yourself. Somebody's got to be fed. It's kind of like a sacrifice has to be made for the fans. The volcano god, you got to toss somebody into the volcano. And if you don't, then eventually you're going to go.
So, like, if we had to toss somebody, it'd be Suits.
No.
Just
Dang,
kidding.
Christmas witch is cold.
I know,
I'm
right?
just kidding.
People are calling out Marco Wilson from the Florida Gators, who cost them the game against LSU for throwing the shoe.
Oh, that was the shoe chucker?
Yeah, he's from Heritage Plantation.
He needs to be called out.
Yeah, it's going to be it's a tough day for Marco. I feel bad for Marco because he's going to get blasted pretty hard today.
That's the kind of day you don't leave for a week.
Yeah, I might just kind of chill for a while.
He might have to switch schools.
He needs to be a hero in the Alabama game on Saturday, and then maybe they forgive him. Somebody said, I'd like to call out the jerk that left his headlights on behind us the entire time of the drive-in movie. Gosh, that is so annoying. Come on, man. Have some awareness.
Are you allowed to politely ask them to turn them off? Or is that going to turn into a thing?
Well, I mean, it's weird approaching somebody in the era of COVID, but you might just stand and say, hey, can you... And it's one of those things that might be better if there's anybody you can talk to at an office to say, hey, can you let this guy know that he's got his bright shining right in our windows as we're trying to watch this movie?
And maybe he didn't know he had them on, too, because mine just come on my car. So if I was at the drive-in and I had my AC going, so I had the car running, the lights are on, I would have to go and turn them off of auto, and he might have not known.
Whoa, not everyone's fancy pants, DeQuesta. I mean, you've got buttons and triggers.
You might just need an awareness. That's what calling them out's all about. Maybe
You're right.
you sometimes need that awareness.
That's
a little
true.
nudge. You'd be like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even realize.
To go back to my sub lady, people want to know, well, she not wearing a mask? She did have a mask on, but she had a weak-ass mask. It was too loose. It would go below her nose, and when she sneezed, that thing came down a bit. I think people that are doing the food, you got to have one of those legit masks on.
You do.
The kind that look like panties. The masks look like panties, like a Hanes panty.
Really?
They're strong and sturdy. It's not perverted, Virginia. Yeah, there's a mask like it looks.
He loves panties on his face.
Yeah, I know. I'm surprised the place doesn't have some kind of mask designation saying you need to wear this kind of mask.
Yeah, do I go to this place?
You definitely do not go to this place. No, this is not a Publix. This is not this is a mom and pop kind of a place.
Okay.
And people were calling out Google. Apparently, they're down nationwide. I know they're affecting our KVJ TV here earlier.
Oh, Google?
Yeah, worldwide it's been down.
Did Google get hacked?
I don't know what's going on. I did see a headline about some Russian hackers mixing about, but I don't know if that had anything to do with Google or not.
See, the world loses their mind when the computers go down.
Yeah, they do. Absolutely. So people were calling all that out. Let me see a couple of other call them outs. Somebody like to call out the a-hole who after our first date texted me saying that he wanted to see me again, and then I've never heard from him. Please stop ghosting people.
Was he drinking on that date?
Don't know. Good question for her. Let us know.
Because if he's all hammered, I can't wait to see you again, and then he wakes up the next day.
And we got a call them out question here today. This email says, I had major recycling overflow this week thanks to my Amazon addiction. But I don't trust the trash guys to pick up the overflow. They've neglected it before, so I decided to put the overflow in my neighbor's recycling can, which had plenty of room. I thought I was pretty clever for doing this, and I told my husband how clever I am, and he said that it wasn't the best idea, especially as we don't really know the neighbors that well. Well, I'm just over here trying to help the environment and getting judged for it. Do I need to be calling myself out, though?
Here's the thing. If it's not yours, don't touch it. If it's not your car, don't lean on it. If it's not your trash can, don't go in their yard. Get a second trash can.
They thought they were doing a good thing by putting it in recycling instead of throwing it away.
I know, but you're putting it in somebody else's receptacle, and sometimes people don't like that.
They don't like it because it's not their trash. What if it's some embarrassing piece of plastic that you don't want anything to do with? You know what I mean?
I know this plastic you speak of.
Let your minds wander. I'm just saying, it's your plastic. You put it in your own trash. It ain't your property.
So a deserving call out, she needs to call herself out then. Don't do it.
I wouldn't care if someone did it to me, but I wouldn't do it to someone because I just know. I mean, people got mad at me for going to the dumpster that everybody uses, but I just went to the next parking lot over and someone got on me about that. People are weird with their trash and their food.
They are. Absolutely. Got a text back too, and that guy who had done the ghosting, he'd only had one beer in, so.
Oh, wow.
Sobriety is there.
It wasn't drinking.
Well, how do we know he wasn't doing pills with that beer? We don't know.
You don't know what he pre-gamed either.
You're right.
Yeah.
A lot of people pre-game.
I love a pre-game.
Things are really weird with the Zoom dating. Remember we were talking about that last week about how many people are having these Zoom relationships, and it had a very high failure rate. I think it was over 50% of people who are then meeting that person for the first time are then ghosting them or just saying, okay, this isn't going to work. There's just some kind of weird thing where a relationship might work on Zoom, but then when you get face-to-face, there's just no connection and it doesn't work.
Well, it's different. Well, let's say me and Virginia. Virginia's single, I'm single. We've been talking on Zoom for a month and a half. You like my personality. You come see me and I've got,
a bunny outfit on.
Yeah, I got a bunny outfit. Or I've got a, tail. Something, just something you didn't see, you weren't expecting. You see what I'm saying?
Sure. Mm-hmm. It can be very tricky because, too, when you meet somebody in person, you just might not like their vibe.
Yeah, we can talk about that. There's pheromones. There's just something about it. And I'm wondering, too, if you set yourself up on Zoom, are you setting yourself up at an angle with the lighting and everything else?
You can put that filter on your Zoom because I put it on there. That makes you look good.
I think filters, they should be illegal when it comes to dating sites. You should not be able to use a filter.
Maybe people are starting to learn a lesson that it doesn't do you any good because then when you get face-to-face, they're like, okay, no thanks.
Why you want to lie about something you don't even look like? I know you don't have a little snout and a little dog tongue. There's this one girl, every picture on her Instagram, she looks like she's good looking, but I can't tell because she's got that cartoon snout all over every picture.
Yeah.
Terrible.
She's probably not good looking.
The snout makes her look really hot. You're right.
I've seen the few people.
That doggy filter, too, makes your face look cuter.
It does. It makes you look younger, huge.
It does.
I don't know what they do, but every time you use the doggy filter, your picture looks great.
Doggy filters should not be allowed on dating sites. Sorry.
Just should be a new rule.
I agreed.
Okay. I guess our conversation we had about what's happening with some of these Zoom relationships kind of scared somebody who was about ready to approach somebody. They sent us an email I got for you next. They're like, so should I actually do this or maybe I shouldn't? I got the email for you next. Yeah, a lot of people hitting us up saying that this is one of the scary things going on right now is because of the pandemic. Dating's been a little bit different, but people still been doing it, but they've been doing a lot on Zoom. And now as people starting to venture out or after you get familiarized with somebody enough and you feel safe, the face-to-faces are not working out at a very high number. And what the heck is going on? Why are we having a successful relationship on Zoom, but we can't click face-to-face? Somebody texted in and said, yeah, meeting somebody in person makes it really awkward. I can't explain why. When you meet somebody in person, no matter how many Zoom or FaceTime meetings, they look the same, but it just feels wrong. Huh. What a weird phenomenon this is.
It is. The other thing, too, is you don't know how long you should be staring into somebody's eye. What's too long of a stare when you meet somebody? You don't know if the whole time you're thinking, do they think I'm creepy? Do they think I'm some weirdo? It's a different vibe, different lighting.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting thing here that, I guess that there is a different dynamic to it. And people are trying to figure out exactly what. And somebody had heard our discussion about this last week and the high numbers, and they sent us an email and said, yeah, I heard your conversation about how many people are getting ghosted after taking their Zoom relationship live. I'm a freshman at FAU, and I really feel a connection with this guy in one of my classes. Based on things that he said during class discussions, I believe we click. We seem to have the same sense of humor and the same interests. Like Jaybird, we are both obsessed with pizza. But this guy has only seen my face, and I am a bit of a curvy girl. He looks like he's rather fit.
Ain't nothing wrong with these curves.
I'd really like to see if there is more there, but I am afraid to reach out to him and don't even know where I'd start. Any advice? How would you break the ice on something like this?
I mean, send him a message. Can you message him privately? I know that you guys are in the class
Everything's
together.
all about the DMs, Virginia.
Yeah, slide in his DMs, and you need to have honest, transparent photographs of yourself on your Instagram. So he can go look at your Instagram. He can stalk you and see, okay, she's curvy. Maybe he likes them curves.
Yeah, I mean, I know you could start off the email like this. I know you're into fitness, but do you want some fries with this shake? And just see where it goes.
Okay.
See where it goes.
That's your recommendation, huh?
Do not listen to me.
I mean, if he's a guy that's super, super fit, though, and he exercises a lot and you don't do that sort of stuff, maybe this could be the motivator for you to do that kind of stuff.
It sounds like there's some carnal stuff going on there, too. And if he's so into fitness, he can't be so into pizza. I'm calling fake pizza lover.
You can do both.
Yeah, you can. It's rare, though.
Yeah, somebody else has got the anxiety as well, saying that, we've been having a great Zoom relationship and we're setting to go to dinner in 2 weeks, but the realization just hit me that I got to see him in person. It's been fun on Zoom and chat, but I don't know how I think it's going to click when we get face to face.
Crushes are kind of a fun, torturous thing. You get these butterflies and you're excited, but there's also this doom. What if it doesn't work out? Or it's awkward.
What if he doesn't like me?
When you are meeting someone and you guys don't know each other that well, it can be awkward.
Totally.
Lord knows I've been on many awkward first dates.
I love your awkward date stories.
I've been on so many of them.
Well, coming up here in just a bit, we're going to be checking in with our virtual drunken office Christmas party messages. If you had something that you wanted to tell your boss, but you couldn't because your party got canceled, you can use the mic drop feature on the 97.9 WRMF app. You just leave whatever you would say to your boss. We'll slow down your audio and play it on the radio for you.
And the great thing, too, like our slowdown machine kind of acts like a voice disguiser. So you can't really tell it's you. Even if your boss is listening, they're not going to know it's you when you're talking about them. Get this off your chest.
Well, when you're drunk, your voice changes it goes down a couple octaves.
It does.
Slow down your speech.
I struggle.
All right, well, coming up, we're going to be checking in with our messages from the weekend. Well, they say when it comes to company Christmas parties, a lot of them are going to have. In fact, 22% of people say that their company is just going to be holding a virtual holiday party this year.
Fun.
Yeah.
How you going to hook up with your coworker?
I know.
Well, they're sending people like party in a box. So they send like food and booze in a box to your house. And so you just go online to the virtual thing and you have this free box of booze and food. That's cool.
But you say that like all companies are doing that. Not all companies are doing that.
Some.
22%. That's what it seems like the number is, at least according to the surveys that are being done. About 1 in 4 of those people say they will be drinking during their virtual holiday party.
Yeah.
I have drank through every Zoom meeting we've had. The last one we had, I had to drink to get through it.
Yes. So if you were deprived of the opportunity to get hammered and tell your boss what you think of him, we are doing the virtual drunken office Christmas party where you can actually just go on to our mic drop feature and you can leave a message for your boss that maybe you would have left, and we will play it back on the radio for you. We'll slow down your audio so it sounds like you're drunk. And the cool thing about it, too, it does, you're right, kind of act as a voice disguiser.
Yeah, he's not going to know it's you, and then you feel better because you blasted him on the radio.
Just don't get drunk and say his full name.
That's right. Yeah. So 22% of people say their company is going to be holding a virtual holiday party instead of the real thing. So going to be a lot harder to get drunk and tell your boss what you think of them. That's why we're offering the virtual drunken office Christmas party on the mic drop feature on our 97.9 WRMF app. You can simply download the app absolutely free. Go to the hamburger menu, you'll see the mic drop feature, and you can tell us what you would like to say to your boss if you're given the chance. And I think what's happening, because we're getting a lot of these messages really late on weekend nights, I think a lot of these people are already hammered.
I love it.
Yes. So here's an example of some of the messages that we are getting. So we can broadcast your message you'd like to say to your boss here on the radio.
It just sucks.
Yeah.
And he feels like he can pay you to shut the up and deal with his life. And he's got a girlfriend at home, but he's paying for Angela to get her boobs done and her face redone. And for him to have Eddie coolers, but then last year wants to give $200 for Christmas. Like, what the going on?
There's no way that boss is not sleeping with Angela.
Oh my
Definitely
gosh.
sleeping with Angela.
Whoa.
Angela is giving it up.
If he's buying her boobs and her new face, he's...
I wonder if his living girlfriend knows about Angela.
Dang.
She don't know.
She don't know.
Okay, yeah, there's some salacious details in that one.
I like how that drunk person had another drunk hype man in the background.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't need to make them sound drunk. They sounded drunk on their own.
It's freeing.
Yeah. Okay, so if you like to do that too, you don't have to be hammered to do it. You can do it today, and we'll get those here this week. Your virtual drunken office Christmas party messages on the mic drop feature. Now, this had come out last week, and I don't know if this is a British thing, but there was a cooking show that was on the BBC, and this woman is making up this stuff, and she said something that got a lot of people's attention because of how she said this. And I'm going, so is this a British thing or is this a this woman thing? It was basically her talking about a microwave, but it was how she pronounced microwave.
Okay.
That was very interesting. Have you ever heard somebody called a microwave?
No, but I like it. It's kind of classing it up.
Yes, because I haven't seen that yet, but that was basically what she did. She was calling it a microwave.
A microwave.
That was kind of it. Yeah.
I don't hate it.
Microwave.
It makes it sound very classy.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so it was kind of a viral moment thing that took off. Microwave.
She sounds like she's not messing around. She has serious voice.
Yeah, no, I think that was it. I think she really does legitimately pronounce it microwave.
From here going forward, forever, it's going to be microwave in my house as well.
And so on the heels of that, Babbel, actually, the language app, put out the mispronounced words for 2020, the most mispronounced words of 2020.
Is tax preparers on there?
Preparers.
No. Tax preppers did not make it.
How about strawberry?
The one that kind of got me is kind of like the microwave is Paris. You know the town Paris?
Perry?
They have it at Paris.
I've heard people call it Paris before, too.
I have too. Gay Paris, they'll say that, but they have it, the phonetics, as Pariss.
Huh. I've never heard Paris. Paris. How do you
That
say
would
it?
be
Paris?
Paris, right? Paris.
I've never heard Paris.
That's how you're supposed to pronounce Paris?
I don't know.
I've never heard that.
The same thing with the word harassment. I always hear people go, harassment. I go, harassment? No, it's harassment. Who says harassment? But you'll hear it in shows.
Yeah.
Which makes me think, am I doing it wrong?
I think some of them can be done either way. So it just kind of depends upon what you have.
I hate harassment. Oh, Virginia's harassing me. No.
I'm going to put you both to the test here.
Okay.
I want to see if you can pronounce these correctly.
Well, this is fun.
Yeah, let's get in it. Is it a competition or are we playing as a team? Because we need to know that.
It'll be a competition.
Yeah,
Okay, you're going
good.
down, buddy.
I'm kind of hungry. I'm in the mood for some witch.
You're going to starve.
Okay. All right, Jaybird. First one, I'm holding it up. I can't obviously say it. If you're watching KVJ TV, you can see it right there. In fact, if you take your headphones off, I believe I can play it for the audience because I got the audio here. So take off your headphones so you can't hear what this is. And here's how you're supposed to pronounce this. Ghislaine Maxwell. Ghislaine Maxwell. Huh?
Not yet, not yet.
Okay. How do you say that? This is one of the most mispronounced words of 2020.
Jizz Lane? Maxwell?
I'll be driving in the jizz lane.
Oh, my gosh.
It's very sticky.
Kevin, get off the floor.
Oh, my gosh.
That's a tough word, dog. That GH looks, I guess it's silent. Do you know this word?
Yes.
Who is this? Is this a person?
Yes. It's only one of the most talked about people of 2020.
Hold on, let me see the word again. Now I feel stupid. The room's turning on me. The audience is laughing at me. Ghislaine? This is my last attempt, and then you're laughing too hard.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Virginia, let's see if you can pronounce it correctly.
That'd be Ghislaine Maxwell.
Oh, okay.
The Jeffrey Epstein chick.
I didn't really follow that story. I know you guys love it. You guys
I
love that
love
story and British royalty. And I haven't been plugged in.
It was so juicy and just terrible and local.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I wasn't into it. I'm sorry.
Okay, redemption here. Let me see. I'm going to give this one to Virginia. Virginia, you have to take your headphones off.
Oh, okay.
Because this is a tricky one. This did take me a while into the season to get this one correct here. If you're watching KVJ TV, you can check it out. Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris. Okay, Virginia, give that a shot. One of the most mispronounced words
come
of 2020.
Kamala Harris, right?
I mean, so easy. I see what's going on here, Ralston. What? I see what. Give Virginia the layups. Let's make Bird look dumb. All right. I see your game.
Okay. All right. This is also one of the most mispronounced words according to Babbel. This would be for you, Jaybird.
Yeah.
A lot of people should probably know this one. Wuhan. Wuhan. Okay. All right. What do you think here?
Wuhan.
Okay, bam.
Oh, we got it.
Got that one. And one more test for you here, Virginia. Headphones off. Okay. Pfizer. Pfizer. Okay. Go ahead.
Ooh. Have fun.
Pfizer.
Okay.
Yeah. Visor. That's Visor?
What is it?
Visor, you say?
No, Pfizer.
Okay. But the P was silent.
Sounded like a V.
Yeah, I don't care anymore.
Oh, he's giving up.
I'm giving up the talking part of the show.
Yeah, so there you go. Most mispronounced words in 2020.
That was sort of fun.
Sort of fun.
Slightly insulting, but fun.
Yeah. It's a fine line. Yeah. Coming up here in a couple of minutes, the things rich people do. I thought this was kind of interesting because, I got a fascination with it. I tell you, Virginia, my wife and I, we always do the Palm Beach walk, that
Yes.
thing. We went by that one house we always talk about that is right there, right on the edge of Palm Beach. It's a massive house. They must have had some kind of company or something yesterday. They had 4 security guards, like at each entrance.
Wow.
To their place. And of course, now you want to know, like, what's going on that they need to have security? Who lives in this house? We've been, kind of like stalking them because you can see the address. It's a $46 million house.
Wow.
And I'm like, what does this guy do? And why does he need 4 security guards outside of the perimeter of his house? He obviously is afraid somebody's going to bum rush him, right?
Can you figure out who owns it? I think you can.
Might be able to. Yeah, I want to kind of like do a whole profile on all these people. I want to find, because you're just like, what do you do to get that much money? Because, we've noticed, because we were walking even during the summer, we've been doing this since the pandemic started. They haven't been in that house for a long time. Like, nobody's been there.
I wonder where they've been.
So, well, probably their other house. How many do they have? How much does that one cost? If this is 46 mil and they don't use it that often, it's like, wow, what do they do? So I'm always just kind of fascinated. So on TikTok, there was somebody that had put out this challenge about rich people. It's basically kind of like, what is the most insane rich person behavior that you've ever experienced, if you've ever seen it? And I figured, hey, we probably get some good right here in South Florida as well.
Oh, absolutely.
877-979-WRMF. You can share yours with us, and I got some of the ones from TikTok for you next.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at KVJShow.com.
Always fascinated about the rich, how they live their lives, what it's all like. What must it feel like? Always just kind of walk Palm Beach and just see those things and see how people are kind of like living their life and what's going on, and walking by the houses, be like, what must that be like?
That walking trail on Palm Beach sure is fun because you can really like snoop kind of hardcore.
Yeah.
And see what's going on over there. It's a fascinating stroll.
It is. It's a beautiful walk too. I love doing it because, yeah, if you've not been over there, Worth Avenue, checking it out, it's very similar to Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills, and it's a beautiful street, and you get to walk by the ocean. And there's this one house that we walk by, and I'm not sure if somebody's talking about the right house, but somebody thinks it's the Estee Lauder. Estee Lauder, that's what they're thinking.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's big stuff, right?
Yeah.
Mr. Lauderdale. No. I know. That'd be fun, though.
They named Fort Lauderdale after him.
Estee Lauderdale. So somebody on TikTok asked, what's the most insane rich person behavior that you've experienced? Somebody that's got some cash. What is the craziest thing that you've seen? Have you ever witnessed anything, Virginia? Most insane rich person behavior that they did?
I mean, I have heard of people that have got a private jet just to go for a meal at like a whining and dining a girl in like another country. They fly in, they go for a fantastic meal, and then they fly back.
Yeah.
I've heard of that.
Saw a guy in Vegas, 25,000 a hand. He was playing, and he was terrible at cards.
I remember that.
I couldn't even believe just watching how much money he was losing. I think I counted like $250,000 like nothing. I was just like, it was giving me anxiety. I had to walk away. I couldn't even deal with it. I was just like, ugh, start hyperventilating.
I worked at a fancy rich person club. I mean, these are the richest people on the planet, and everything was disgusting. They thought they were so much better than everyone, and they were.
Yeah. So they started on TikTok, and they're saying, what's the most insane rich person behavior that you've experienced? And the girl who posted it up, she said that she knew this rich person that they would throw their mattress out and get a new one every time their kid vomited on it.
Oh, wow.
We knew a rich couple. They were the richest couple in Lake Park. They had a really fancy house. There's a few fancy houses in Lake Park. Super, super rich. They were very old, and they would have their butler or their chef make their small dog filet. What's the big fancy steak?
Filet mignon.
They would make that every day for their dog.
Wow.
They left money to the dog.
Wow.
Yeah, they were that fancy and rich and crazy.
Some of the examples she got back, a rich person spent $20 million to party on an island for 2 days.
Whoa.
Yeah, crazy. Oh, I told you about that one boat that we saw that you could rent out, and my wife and I, just to see, we called the number, and it was $36,000 for a week, I think it was, to take it out. And I was like, that's crazy.
That's insane.
To me, if you are super rich and you own an island, you're that kind of rich person that regular things in life, they don't do nothing for you. They have you come over so they can release you into the island so they can hunt you. That's what these rich people do.
Like the Hunger Games?
They get to the point where the only game that they crave now is hunting man.
Oh my gosh. That's dark.
That's where super rich people, like your Epsteins. Oh yeah.
He was definitely a hunter.
He was a hunter.
Somebody else on TikTok gave the story about a rich person that bought a separate house just to throw parties in. And somebody in Texas said, yeah, my sister's boss who lives in Los Angeles got sick of being stuck in his apartment for the lockdown. So he rented a Malibu mansion for he and all of his friends to hang out in at $20,000 a month. And my sister is on the guest list, so she's just kind of hanging out with all these other rich people in this mansion.
Wow.
I mean, how cool is this mansion? For that kind of money,
$20,000 a month.
There should be hors d'oeuvres on every table, every room you go to. It should have that kind of feel.
It's pretty insane. Yeah, when you look at it. Somebody said that a rich person had hired a private driver specifically for their kid's babysitter.
Wow.
You realize a lot of rich people don't even drive themselves. Isn't that crazy?
I would love that. That if I ever made it big, that would be the two things I would spend most of my money on: a driver and a chef.
And the chef would never leave my side. If I'm in the limo or the car, the chef is right there with me. The chef doesn't have to work most of the days. It's just when I'm hungry.
Even while I'm eating lunch, I'm talking about what I want for dinner with the chef.
Oh, all of a sudden you become Italian.
What's the most insane rich person behavior that you've experienced? Somebody said a person bought the house next to theirs just to store their movie memorabilia in.
Wow.
That's pretty cool, huh?
A whole house?
A whole house just to do that, yeah.
Dang.
There's something dirty going on. There's secrets in that house, my friends. Trust me.
And another story, one rich person thought that every family had a landing strip in their backyard for a private jet. Well, you know, you look at the Aero Club out in Wellington, and that is the case.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a landing strip.
There are neighborhoods that have a landing strip.
Isn't that insane?
It is. Us Penningtons only had a bacon strip. That's all we had.
Aw.
Bacon strip, huh?
For 4 kids, had to share one piece of bacon.
Hey, she ain't lying.
In fact, somebody texted in and said, yeah, I saw Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown high as something I can't say on the radio on crack cocaine in Aventura. I worked at a car wash, and they got out of one of their Rolls Royces. It was getting detailed, and all this crack smoke was pouring out.
Oh, my.
And they kept complaining about how hot it was.
Well, crack does bring up the temperature.
Wow. So it was like a Dave Chappelle skit.
Oh my gosh.
It doesn't sound crack in a fancy car like that. It doesn't seem like it goes together.
No, it really, yeah. Why the crack?
Isn't crack just taking the cocaine and putting it in and smoking it, or do you have to add an element to crack?
I think it's kind of like baking it down or something. Don't know much about it, but crazy.
Thankfully, I'm not versed in how to cook down coke.
Mm-hmm. Somebody talking about some of the yachts. Somebody said, Kevin, you're talking about the yacht that you were looking at. It wasn't even really a yacht. It was kind of like a sailboat kind of thing, but it was $36,000 for the week. And somebody said lots of yacht charters are over $100,000 a day for the larger ones.
What?
Could you imagine spending $100,000 a day on a boat?
Yeah, my friend who's a boat captain, Captain Vince, just sent me all these pictures of all these yachts. $75,000 a week. Like crazy big yachts.
How do you feel Captain Vince would do if pirates took over the boat? Would he?
Well, I think he's packing.
He's packing?
You got to. Yeah.
You got to.
Yeah, he don't play. I'm sure Captain Vince would not be taken.
There's 8 pirates, though.
They travel like Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's got guns and pistolas.
But when he goes out to the... I wonder how much pirates is on his mind. Is that something that is so prevalent?
I asked that. That was one of the questions I asked because Captain Vince is the one that brought us to the Bahamas to go help with the rebuilding of the elementary school and all that stuff. So, yeah, they always are ready.
So when he goes out in the ocean and he sees a boat behind him or coming towards him, is it every time kind of like, oh my gosh, I hope it's not pirates? Or is it... It's probably not pirates. We're good.
I don't think pirates are as big of a deal as we think they are.
I know, man.
I think that it's been like glorified. Like, oh my gosh, there's so many pirates. And that was one of the rumors after the Bahamian Hurricane Dorian drama. Oh, there's pirates stopping boats and taking all their stuff. I don't think that was happening as much as the urban legend had it happen.
Because I got pirates on the brain. I just saw Captain Phillips not that long ago, so I assume every boat coming towards me is pirates.
Yes. Somebody said most insane rich person behavior. They said, I'm a housekeeper in Palm Beach, and most people have one babysitter per kid.
Wow.
So if they have 3 kids, they'll have 3 babysitters following around the entire time, so they only have to watch 1 kid at a time.
What an obnoxious thing to do if you're rich. Just being rich is obnoxious, but do you have 3 different babysitters?
I don't know. It kind of sounds awesome.
Well, yeah, it sounds awesome.
It sounds awesome to those that have children because I was like, oh yeah, because Rocco he needs a person focused on him,
right?
Solely on him.
And if you have the ability,
I wonder if you're a rich person and you have a situation like that. You got 3 kids, you have 3 babysitters. What are those babysitters clearing? What's their salary? I wonder. Do you think it's 6 figures?
I think it depends. So some of them live like in the house, like a live-in nanny. I think those people get paid less because it's room and board. All your meals are taken care of. Okay. All your housing's taken care of. Mm-hmm. I think the ones that get paid probably a little more are the ones that live off-site.
But I wonder how much, though.
Great question.
Somebody else texted and said, yeah, my old boss would put his dogs on his private jet every week to fly him to New York just to get groomed. And then...
That's ridiculous. Oh, my gosh.
Then I had another old boss that bought a $10 million house just for the dog and the yachts.
Wow.
That was all the house was for, was just for the dog and a place to keep the yachts.
What a lucky dog.
That is amazing.
Unbelievable
that dog
stuff.
won the lottery.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Another rich person behavior. Somebody said, I knew a guy who took over 100 people to the club and VIP, spent $80,000 that night only.
To me, that's such a waste of money.
It's crazy.
One night at a bar or at a club, 80 grand?
Yeah. It's, I guess, all relative, though. Corey's on here from Wellington. He is a private chef for yachts.
Ooh.
I assume you've seen some pretty interesting stuff, Corey.
Oh, you wouldn't believe it. Some of these boats, they're about $1.2 million a week to charter.
Oh, my gosh.
And that doesn't include food, fuel, or the tip for the crew. And one of the charters that I saw, they booked the yacht for 11 weeks. And, I mean, the fuel alone is 500 gallons of gas an hour when they're underway.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
Every crew member was guaranteed a $50,000 tip, and that was 35 crew members.
What?
I mean, it's hard to wrap your head around.
Yeah, you can. Honestly, my brain's about to explode just hearing some of these things. It's crazy.
Was it a private boat you were doing it for?
It's yeah. Well, he charters. The owner owns the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Four Seasons Hotel in Toronto.
Okay, all right.
These are some of the, and that's only a 330-foot boat. He's selling it. I saw the owner of the UFC. He's got a support yacht just for his toys. He's got a 330-foot yacht that was sitting outside of Albany, Bahamas, and he's got a 206-foot support yacht for his 19 toys. Everything from helicopters, submarines, ski boats, anything you could possibly imagine.
Wow.
To me, you've lost all sense of just being a human being if you own a submarine and you're not part of the military.
Crazy.
It's hard even just trying, because I'm like just trying to get away from the yachts now, because I like going home to my wife and my dogs, and so I'm working on private estates. But it's hard going from seeing that to back to reality. You're like, this is whoa.
this really sucks, man.
Wow. Crazy stuff. Yeah.
When one of my we were on a boat, and you know, when you're in places like the South Pacific, you use a provisioner. And so basically I just type everything up, send it off to him. We were spending $80,000 every 2 weeks on food for the crew and for the guests.
Insane.
So the guests ask you to make if they ask you to make whatever they want, do you have to find a way to make it, or is there a menu?
What they'll do is they'll start with the provisioning. We'll give them a sheet for preferences. So we'll get an idea on what they want, and honestly, it makes it a lot easier because you just start ticking. You don't have to think about it, and you just start checking off boxes of, okay, I'll make this, because you can never repeat a meal unless they request it. And when you get to the really big boats, everything is from scratch. I mean, you're talking when the guy spends $300 million on his toy, and that's just for the build of the boat. We're not including the captain alone makes $1,000 per foot of the yacht.
Wow,
that's insane. Wow.
And on the bigger boats, you have two captains. And then when you get upwards of, there's a guy named Bramovich. Him and there's a Saudi prince that have the two largest yachts in the world. Bramovich's yacht is like 550 feet with 70 crew members, and it's usually just him and his wife on board.
Okay. Wow.
70 crew members.
70 crew for two people.
Oh my gosh.
And they have to make a buffet for him, the galley, every night, which he may go just pick at and like barely even touch.
Is it different every night?
I've heard stories.
Sorry,
and then you hear about the prostitutes.
Oh boy!
Wow. How about that?
Yeah, they'll have a yacht for their. They'll have a yacht that follows with the girls, and as soon as the families leave, they tender
the hoboat.
The pros over.
Ho your boat.
That's amazing. Trailing behind is the hoboat. That's unbelievable. The rich, man. Wow.
That's fascinating
It
details.
I know.
It is. I could just listen to the stories all night long. It's crazy. Thank you, Corey. I appreciate that.
Yeah, Corey.
Gosh.
Sounds like it sounds like they have to change the buffet every night too. You can't have the same stuff every
Well,
night.
after the hose pick on it, yeah. Wow. Yeah.
70 people on the boat as the crew, and all it is the guy and his wife?
Yeah, it's for two people. 70 people, 10 to 2.
Would you love that lifestyle, or is it too?
Yeah.
I think it's too much. It's too
No,
big.
it's not.
I think you lose touch of.
You'll definitely
You
lose touch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of people aren't worried about that.
touch is overrated.
Like, who needs touch?
I got plenty of touch right
I don't
now.
live in this world. It's miserable.
Yeah, touch is overrated.
Yeah, I got my own hoboat. I'm doing it right. Crazy. Somebody texted in about the if you're a nanny. She said, I make $120K, responsible for 2 kids. Been with the family 4 years. I work all holidays. However, I've traveled to the most incredible places. Get along well with them and the live-in staff. But, you know, you do kind of wonder if you'll ever meet somebody and have kids of your own. That's the whole thing. You almost feel like you're kind of, you know, just fully committed. I have no expenses. They cover my phone, provide multiple vehicles. I have no room and board expenses.
Oh, I would just be.
And she makes $120,000.
Yeah, said I've been able to save $250,000 the last 4 years and help my mom buy a house, and I'm 28. So
wow,
good for you, man.
That sounds pretty cool. Dang. All right,
I gotta.
stuff.
You know what? I'm just gonna do it. I'm becoming an au pair.
Do Yeah, somebody's right. I can't stop listening to Corey. It's making me sick, but I can't stop listening. I feel the same way. It's making me ill, but I'm like, I'm just sitting here. I can't
want
stop.
more.
I can't stop listening to these stories.
I love it, Corey, but it started bumming me out.
It does. Wow, it's crazy. Hobo? What?
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Well, on Friday, I told you about Disney photoshopping masks on writers. And I got a couple little upset text messages. Somebody said, this is complete BS. I was just at Disney 3 weeks ago, and they're super organized temp checks. And if you're seen without a mask, they'll politely tell you to fix it. Somebody else texted in and said, we went to Disney, and they're very strict about masks. This story is bogus, fake news. Well, just to let you know that the latest update on this, Disney has admitted that on Facebook, they had been digitally adding masks to people's faces in ride photos. But they say that they will not do it anymore, and they will not sell photos that show people without masks.
Okay.
Now, it sounds like they have been very diligent, but, you know, maybe somebody gets on a ride, they took their mask off, and it showed up on the photo, and Disney didn't want that getting out there, because imagine what that might do to the reputation. People think that Disney's not requiring masks.
Sure.
And they were, so they just started digitally imposing masks on people's faces, and they said now they just won't sell you a photo. So if you don't have a mask on, then no photo for you. So that's kind of it. But they did admit to it, and they're going to stop that policy.
So they owned it.
Yeah.
And everybody who said that we were wrong, they were wrong.
Yep.
The
real
story
news.
was actually right.
The story was actually right. Yep.
Dang.
There's a couple from Colorado that got kicked off a United Airlines flight because their 2-year-old daughter refused to wear a mask. Maybe you saw it all over the news and the viral audio. The little cute blonde-haired girl that didn't want to put the mask on. In the viral video that the mom created, she was in tears, and she shared on Instagram about what had happened on the flight and in the airport with her husband and daughter. Now, United said that they mandate masks for everyone on board 2 and older. And I guess this girl was 2, so she would have fit under their mandate.
Okay, that's the rule.
Of wearing the masks. Now, they say they refunded the couple's tickets, but...
So the kid wouldn't put the mask on?
Yeah, the video shows like the dad trying to... And the kid's kind of... She's showing aversion to putting the mask on. He's kind of giving an example of it. And then they, are like, hey, no mask, no fly kind of thing. And so the mom is in tears, and that's all what happened in the viral video. So I don't know if United or other airlines might amend and make it maybe 3 and older.
Okay, so let's say the mask is off and the kid gets COVID. Or then there's going to be another, oh my gosh, the airplane gave my kid COVID. You're not going to win in this situation.
Yeah, I don't know what might come from it, the next move, but right now they've just refunded their tickets, and probably United's hoping that the story just kind of goes away.
I heard that they bought the kid a plane.
Yes.
They always give the kids something so over the top.
There were some guys that shoplifted from a Target in California on Friday, but they were taken down in the parking lot by undercover cops dressed as Santa and an elf.
Dang.
How crazy is that, huh? Listen to this.
Get him, Santa! I couldn't make this stuff up. We worked inside the store, identifying shoplifters, and when they fled the scene, Santa was there to take them into custody. But when I looked over my shoulder, I saw Santa running by me, going after the second subject. Santa hasn't run like that in a very long time. They were apologetic, and Santa's deciding whether or not they're going to stay on the naughty list.
Okay, all right. There you go.
Okay.
It's crazy out there.
It is crazy out there.
One thing to remind you of is sometimes when you bring all natural trees in your house, there might be something in it. Or it might attract something that might be like, hey, it's a tree. That's where I belong. There's a woman in Tallahassee that was woken up by her dog growling at 4:15 a.m. And when she turned on the lights, she saw that her dog was staring at the Christmas tree and barking. Upon closer examination, there was a coon on the other side of the tree.
Oh, a raccoon got in the tree.
Well, it took a while to get that thing out of there, too.
Yeah. And just like in Christmas Vacation, the dog jumps towards the raccoon, knocking the tree over.
Oh, my.
The raccoon then jumped on her chandelier, and it swung up there for like 30 minutes. She then chased the raccoon around her house for about an hour, and it finally went back outside using the same dog door that it used to enter the house in the first place.
I know there's a lot of calamity going on there, but if she would have thought just to start playing Sia's Chandelier as it swings,
Yeah, you could have gone viral, lady.
even more viral than she's going.
Did you see the viral video of the guy who's trying to climb onto the wing of the Alaska Airlines plane at McCarran Airport in Las Vegas?
No.
I don't know if he's hammered or what. Yeah, he was on the wing, and you know how like a wing then will have something that goes up
Yeah.
vertically. He was like trying to, I don't know if he's trying to hump it or what he's trying to do. But he's trying to climb up that, and they're just standing down below waiting on him patiently. I'm like, is that guy hammered? Or
If you're trying to hump a wing, in my experience, you're usually drunk.
or is his buddy in there be like, hey, watch this, and we would jump on the wing? I don't know. But anyway.
You hope he's drunk.
Yeah, it was a crazy viral video.
Bizarre.
Police in North Carolina are looking for a man who exposed himself a few weeks ago in front of a sporting goods store. Now, if you're going to do something so devious, what sporting goods store would you go to?
I would say probably Dick's.
Correct, Virginia. Ironically, that's where he was exposing himself. Yeah, they have not caught the guy yet, but they're asking people to help find the man. So there you go.
Do you think they ever had a meeting over at Dick's Sporting Goods? Go, what do you guys think? Do you think we should change the name, or do you want to keep it?
And then Dick walks in and he's like going, ain't nobody changing the name of my sporting goods store.
I wonder
You
if
got a
they've-
problem with my name?
I wonder if you just had the conversation about changing it.
Yeah, and go figure. Dick said no.
Rocco couldn't believe it when he learned there's a store called Dick's.
I'm with Rocco on that.
It is
He
unbelievable.
laughed.
But
He
you never
laughed.
forget. You never
You
forget.
don't forget it, but I mean, it's setting yourself up for so many jokes.
Yeah. Police in London are looking for a man who tricked people into letting him film them naked for a fake game show. Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Can you get any creepier?
Yeah.
Well, those people are kind of dumb, too.
Right.
I mean,
what
if
kind of
somebody
game
talks
show?
you into getting naked so he can film you for a game show, you're a little too gullible.
I didn't want to say it. She said it.
They lose her
You're-
naked?
you're
Like,
dumb.
what is this game show?
You're dumb.
What are we
Lose her
doing?
naked.
That's the name of the show. You're dumb.
There's a mother and her 8-year-old daughter in England that managed to avoid getting blown up when they found a grenade at the beach.
Oh, my.
They thought it was whale vomit and wound up taking it home, and it exploded in their kitchen.
The grenade did?
Yeah, it did.
Are they okay?
They're fine, yes.
The kitchen's not.
Yeah, kitchens, might want to remodel.
I thought grenade, was it an old-timey grenade? It lost
Probably,
its
yeah.
juice?
Well, apparently it still had some juice.
Because I feel like if you had a grenade go off in your kitchen, your whole house goes, right?
I mean, it should, unless it's one of those weak-ass grenades.
Yeah. Got that
A
wag.
wag. Yeah. That's what you call it. There you go. And that is your whacked out news. Coming up here in a couple of minutes, I believe we got another round of the Christmas special match game.
Ooh.
We've taken some clips from some of your favorite classic Christmas specials, and we've bleeped out one word. You got to tell us what that word is. I'll let you guys play along. If somebody would like to jump on and do it, we will next. 877-979-WRMF here at the KVJ Show.
More KVJ Show right now on 97.9 WRMF.
You ever hired a private investigator? Virginia always talking about getting in the bushes, but what if you farmed it out to somebody who's actually professional to do it?
Yeah, that seems expensive, but I've always got in the trenches myself and done the work.
You have, yes.
Well, sometimes it just helps to see something with your own two eyes.
Okay, but
And
I
I
mean, can't they bring you
know-
video or photos and do
I know.
the same thing?
I'm a hands-on kind of girl. I'm not afraid of the bushes.
Okay. I just imagine it would be expensive. I don't know how much it costs because, I mean, somebody's just sitting there sometimes for nothing, and they're doing it all day long, and that can't be cheap. And I also imagine that it is a very much a you get what you paid for kind of thing.
Oh, sure.
I'm sure there are a lot of private eyes out there that are terrible, that probably drink on the job and they pass out and they come back, yep, no, they're fine, got nothing. So what do you do? Apparently Jaybird's buddy had to hire a private investigator.
Me and Denny's know a guy, and I know it always seems like I have a friend who has a story. Anytime I hang out with people, I like to see what's going on in their drama. Everybody's got drama.
Oh, sure.
This person, they thought that their girlfriend, their ex-girlfriend, I should say, stole the dog. They broke up. the dog went missing, and the way the dog went missing was odd and bizarre. So he hired a private investigator to follow her around, and sure as crap, she took the dog. She brought it to her dad's house. The dad knew about the ruse, and they had the dog, and he got the dog back.
Wow.
But the private investigator blew the whole thing up.
Do you know, like, what the cost would have been to get that resolution?
I don't know what the cost was. I do know that there was a private investigator following the Penningtons around back in the 90s, and they heard my mom and Ann at a restaurant eating at this restaurant called Wags we always love to go to. They were talking about this. A person in our family had gotten kidnapped, and they were talking about this person getting kidnapped out at a restaurant, and somebody heard them talking and called the police. So the police then had an investigator on us for about 2 days.
Wow.
And then the investigator was watching us go in and out of our house. He's like, this doesn't seem like kidnappers. So he just finally knocked on the door and asked us, what's going on with this kidnapping? And we explained that it was a family kidnapping. And so a parent took a kid, and we thought we knew where the kid was at.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, but we were being watched for a couple days and didn't even know it.
How about that? Yeah, I'm wondering how prevalent these private eyes are. Have you ever been followed? Didn't realize it.
Me and Denny's have a service, Bird and Denny's Investigations.
Yes, I remember you went out.
You want the darkest
on the case one time.
pictures. You can't see nothing in the pictures they come back with.
I followed a boss one time back at my old golf course because he was up to no good.
Yeah?
We followed him, and then he made the most erratic turn, and he lost us. I think he knew we were following him.
Really?
Yeah. My day off, we were following him.
Wow.
Because he was up to no good. He would come to work smelling like a brewery.
Okay.
I don't judge.
Yeah, you would have judged this guy.
Okay.
He wasn't a fun drunk.
All right. Do you have any experience with the private eye? You ever been followed? You ever followed somebody? And, like, what is the going rate for that? From the low end to the high end, how much do you wind up paying? If anybody knows, 877-979-WRMF. From the text we're getting, it sounds like private investigators are used the most during cases of infidelity. Somebody said, my sister's neighbor hired a private investigator to investigate her husband cheating with my sister.
Oh, my.
And she went to the brother-in-law with the evidence, and they're now legally separated but trying to work things out.
You get that evidence. You get those.
So your sister was cheating with her neighbor, and the PI busted him? Oh, my gosh. That's a messy thing.
Apparently that was it. And then I just wanted to get that information, which I guess you want, because, I mean, that is life-changing type stuff if you're getting cheated on.
Oh, yeah.
How much are you paying? It's got to be in the thousands, I would assume.
It's got to be.
I wonder if it's, and it maybe depends upon how much time it takes.
You always see that in the movies where the cheater, gets caught by the investigator and they have the envelope. You might want to take a look at these, Mr. Ralston.
It's always that manila envelope.
Yeah. And the guy's looking at him like, oh, my gosh.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that's me.
You got me.
Yeah, you got me. It used to be those old photos that you'd make in a dark room.
Yes.
Yeah, I wonder how they do it now in the digital age.
They probably just film you with your phone.
Yeah. And I'd imagine, too, if you hire a private investigator, you would be able to tell them, be like, hey, cap it at $5,000, whatever it might be.
Right. I can't afford to have you.
Imagine they come back with like a $20,000 bill.
Oh,
and be
my
like,
gosh.
what have you been doing, baby?
Well, your husband, he's not cheating on you, but he really loves going to Arby's. Well, I knew that.
Right. That wasn't worth $20,000.
That's why he's overweight.
Yes. That's all I figured out. Yeah, somebody said I hired a private investigator to get a car back for our dealer. It cost about $2,000 for 2 weeks of work. Okay.
How much?
$2,000 for 2 weeks of work. I don't know how much they worked in those 2 weeks, but
And if you had a shady investigator who, let's say, yeah, I'm working the beat right now, but he's in a parking lot eating something, he's taking his sweet loving time. Probably need another week on the case. We're still working out some details.
yeah, they could easily fudge those numbers.
Totally.
Big time.
You know?
Who investigates the investigator? Dang.
Yeah.
Sounds expensive.
Really expensive. So I hired this investigator, but I don't trust him.
You
Can you
got
follow
3
him?
private investigators that you're paying all to look after each other. Oh, man. All right, fascinating stuff. Coming up here in a couple of minutes, going through different Christmas options. Like when it comes to food, which one is your favorite of these three? Gingerbread cookies, a cheese log, or Christmas popcorn?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, one's a for sure loser out of those three.
Okay.
I think we all know what it is.
Winners and losers. We'll discuss everything from food to movies and songs next.
KVJ not only does a radio show, but also does an after-the-show podcast. Watch or listen on KVJShow.com. It's more of the KVJ Show right now on 97.9 WRMF.
I'm starting to really think about the holidays. We're starting to ramp up to it. Anybody do like any kind of nativity calendar or anything like that?
I put up more decorations this weekend.
Oh, you did?
I got lights on. I had these 2 palm trees, so I lit those things.
I'm making my own nativity set with my Star Wars figures.
Oh, you are?
Who's baby Jesus? Baby Yoda?
It's Yoda. I mean,
Baby
it's
Yoda.
predictable. I get it.
Okay. Everybody's got their own thing. Well, of all these different holiday Christmas options, which one would you say is the best? We're talking about food. Which is the best of these options?
I'm fighting with people in the chat room about this question right here.
Would it be gingerbread cookies, a cheese log, or the Christmas popcorn?
Engineer Keith is in the chat room talking about how the popcorn is not Christmassy. Engineer Keith, look. It is Christmassy. That is, you always see it during this time. It's the big three.
It's a gift. It's a very common gift. You give somebody that tin of popcorn, and then, it's so fun.
Engineer Keith talking about gingerbread being the best. Yeah, back in the 1940s, it was delicious.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the
It's
gingerbread.
a little crispy for me.
It's basic. It's basic.
Yeah, I would go the Christmas popcorn. I'm with you on that, Jaybird, because I typically only see it really given and around this time of year. And for me, too, I'd probably really only allow myself to eat it this time of year.
Well, funny enough, the Christmas popcorn is not even my choice. I love the Christmas popcorn, but they used to call me Cheese Log Pennington back in Lake Park.
We still do.
Yeah.
I love a cheese log. I like how they have these little walnuts or nuts on them.
Yeah,
I
those are
love when
good.
they roll my cheese in nuts.
Me too.
Oh, it's so good.
I like a nutty cheese.
Yeah. I like, to me, I don't know if you guys do a lot of Christmas chocolates, but when I was a fat kid growing up, our neighbor used to always come across with some Christmas fudge. Oh. And, oh, man, it was the highlight of Fat Kevin's holiday every single year. When she showed up at that door, I liked seeing her more than I did Santa.
Fudge is like chocolate on crack.
Fudge is the best
Fudge
thing.
is like stepping up chocolate.
Yeah, you put fudge on this, fudge beats all of them.
Well, it's the kind of food where you continue to eat it even though you're in so much pain from eating so much fudge. You're like, I got to continue to eat it. I'm fighting through it. It's so good.
If you told me I had to eat fudge until I died, I wouldn't hate it. I'd be like, all right, if I got to go, I got to go. I'm going to do it this way.
Do you remember back in the day, those like Christmas holiday catalogs? You'd order presents and food and send it out to your family. They always had, along with the cheese logs, a big old thing of sausages.
Summer sausage.
Christmas sausages.
The Winchester Farms cheese basket.
Yes.
And it would have we'd have 10 of those. You'd be eating summer sausages.
Giant phallic-looking Christmas gift.
And they had these weird little strawberry candies in them that had a gooey center. I remember. And it looked like a strawberry.
The outside foil wrapping was a strawberry.
Right.
Old people love them.
Yeah.
If you are 80 years old or older, you love those strawberry pieces of candy.
Yeah, it definitely brings back the memories. What about your favorite option when it comes to beverages? Talked about this last week, but you got options like apple cider, eggnog, or a hot buttered rum.
Oh.
We got in the eggnog over the weekend, and Rocco could not believe how delicious it is.
It's amazing.
He kept stealing everybody else's, and then he would just do a little dance. I drank your nog.
I got to say, my favorite now that I know I've been opened up is the coquito.
Oh,
Puerto
it's
Rican.
so good.
Yeah.
Out of those options, though, I'm going HBR.
Yeah.
Hot buttered rum.
Okay. I don't know if I've ever had hot buttered rum, so I don't even know what that's all about.
I think it's more about the buzz and the sip.
Yeah, I think I made it one year, and I didn't love it. I always love the coffee with the rum chata, and you can add a little eggnog to it.
Okay.
I love a spiked cider. They make now an apple flavor Crown Royal that you can
Seen that, yeah.
add to your spiced cider.
Ooh.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, I saw you were whipping up some stuff on Facebook Live, a little
I
morning
did.
beverage.
I made that Coffee Mate drink.
Yeah.
The tutorial on that.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, so if you want to see that we had tried on Friday, it's up on the KVJ Show Facebook page.
That put me on a weird ride. I didn't feel well after that.
Well, you chugged it. You did like 6 shots.
You just meet me? Chugs Bunny. You know this.
Chugs Bunny. Yeah,
He's Smugs Bunny. I'm Chugs Bunny.
Yeah. And what is your favorite option when it comes to the holiday movie? Jaybird has got on the Christmas Story pajamas today.
What are the options?
I give you Christmas Story, Elf, Christmas Vacation, and I'll even throw in Home Alone. Which is the best option of those?
Christmas Vacation for me, or Elf. I don't know. It's so hard.
For me, it's Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
I will tell you, Christmas Vacation has always been mine, and I still love it. And it may be a better movie than Elf a little bit, but I've just seen it so much. Elf is a little bit kind of like the new tradition, newer and fresher, and with kids. Because I was in high school when Christmas Vacation came out. So, and I think they prefer Elf. So
You were in
I'm
high
starting
school?
to edge it out. I think so, yeah.
You old?
I know. Yeah, I think I was like a junior, senior somewhere. I remember I drove myself to the theater to see it.
Oh, look
Sounds
at
like-
you.
Yeah, did you have a mullet? A Christmas mullet?
I did. Oh, I did. If you could have seen me going to the theater, you'd be like, wow.
Did you have a date?
Yeah, his name was Josh.
Aw, two dudes.
I would have loved to have decorated your Christmas mullet. Do people do that? That'd be a fun little tradition.
Yeah, people do hair ornaments. My
they do.
girlfriend, she went to a party this weekend and she had all kind of candy canes put in her hair.
I love it.
Isn't that cute?
A lot of the hipsters do their beards.
Yes.
They have little ornaments they can put in their beards.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I'll do a little Christmas do with you this year if you want.
There's stuff you can, yeah. I don't know if I got quite the do for it. But
Virginia?
maybe my beard.
You could do it in your hair
I know,
now.
but I want people to do it with me.
Sure, I'll do it with you.
Oh, you heard it here.
She's lying. So many great drink recipes are out there. Somebody want to know if you tried the adult hot chocolate, Bailey's, whipped flavored vodka. Never heard of all those kind of things. You ever had that, Virginia?
No.
Okay.
Do you want to do that for Friday?
I used to love Bailey's until I found rum chata. I'm just saying. I think rum chata is way better.
You've upgraded, huh?
I have.
Let's do Rum Shata Friday.
Okay.
Okay. A lot of commitments from Sinicki on that side of the table today. Okay.
Somebody else said you can take the Fireball peanut butter whiskey instead of doing buttered rum and use that instead, or pour that over the vanilla ice cream, or use vanilla almond milk or eggnog.
That's what Bigfoot was making during bikini night or boys' night. Remember?
Boys' night was bikini night.
Boys
I'm
in
glad
bikinis.
you're finally owning up to the fact that, yes, you called it boys' night on the radio, but it was really bikini night.
Turned into bikini night, and it was awesome.
Yeehaw.
He made that?
He did. Bigfoot does a lot with the peanut butter whiskey. That's the
Okay.
first time I tried it. It knocks down the alcohol taste. I don't like the alcohol taste.
I've tried a few of the peanut butter whiskeys, and I'm not a big fan of the Screwball's not the best. I know it's marketed, but I like that Ram's Point or whatever it is with the ram on the bottle.
Okay.
That to me is the best tasting peanut butter whiskey I've tried.
Okay.
We know you're a little difficult. You know.
I just want to give you a heads up. Well, one of the things I love about the holiday season, of course, I love college football and all that kind of stuff. We got bowl games going to be coming up. And next Tuesday night is the Boca Bowl. And they just announced the 2 teams are going to be in it. You knew that UCF was going to be there, University of Central Florida. Golden Knights, very good team. And they just announced they're going to be playing BYU, which is a very solid team. And they got a Heisman candidate for their quarterback. So that's a very good matchup.
Will you go to the game?
I believe I will. I'm going to beg my family, be like, let's go to this thing. So I think they'll be in. We typically go to the Boca Bowl every year.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it. It's a really good matchup.
It's the Boca Ball.
Boca Ball.
I'm a Boca bitch.
Yeah, that's a good
How
matchup.
much those tickets going to run you?
They're very
think?
affordable.
Okay.
Very affordable. That's why I'm saying, you can get great seats, very affordable. It is a solid matchup. You're going to see great offense. It's going to be an exciting game, I believe. And so
And you might see the Heisman winner.
you could. I don't know that now he'll win it, but he was in the discussion until his team lost last week. But still, very good game. So go check out Boca Bowl next Tuesday night in Boca Raton at the FAU Stadium. All right, Bird, before we get to the After the Show podcast, it's going to be live on Facebook and YouTube.
Got a mind bomb for you guys.
Okay.
Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up.
That's true. Yeah.
Did you miss a segment from the KVJ Show? Find it on kvjshow.com or soundcloud.com/KVJ Show.